Hello, and welcome to the second episode of the LongBox Paradox reboot. I'm Dan, and joined by Tessa, and this is kind of a weird, we planned this last minute, so guess what? We don't have any premise for the show, or any script, or any real outline. Tessa, your channel, you passed 1,000 subscribers 2 weeks ago?
I'm about to pass 2,000 subscribers.
See, all your marketing worked out, you're
I was
reading.
the day I posted, everyone started following. I was like, damn, I guess I should have just politely asked everyone to follow me earlier. I'm at 1,920.
John's Comics, you're in the chat. You're on notice now. She's about to pass you.
Oh, everyone should go follow John. What are you doing? He puts out way more content than I do. He's way more active.
I think he was at 1,800.
Oh man, I was posting weekly too. I was doing so good. I have to hop back on, but
well, you're in the middle of a lot of stuff. Aren't you moving soon and all that?
Yeah. I'm actually going to Emerald City Comic Con this weekend, so if anyone is going there, hit me up. But since that is 10-12 hour travel day for me, during the sitting plane parts and stuff, I'm gonna trying to just edit a bunch of videos. So
Night Lawyer Jake.
Thank you so much, Night Lawyer Jake. So Jake actually was helping me out. For those of you who weren't aware, last time I went live, there was a big space between the time previous that I went live, and I gained a lot more of a following. And I guess people decided to spam me. So I had no moderators yet because I never had a need for it. And I was getting a crazy amount of slurs. I could not delete people fast enough. It was horrible. So Jake was one of the people in my chat, and I was just like, please help.
We always get the Russian porn bots.
That's fine. These were slurs. Every 3 or 4 times I've gotten the teehee daddy stuff, but this was you know what really grinds my gears about new comics? All the N-word. And all one letter at a time, and filling up the whole chat. It was a lot.
What did you do to get that kind of?
And the person I was with had which might have helped some shitty people do stuff, but he had a shirt on that was pro-brown, pro-black, pro-Muslim, pro-woman, pro-trans, pro-everything shirt or whatever. But I think that might have also helped people be let's piss that guy off. He didn't even see any of it because he's my guest, so whatever. People, but yes. Anyway, thank you, Jake. You made not great time a lot nicer for me.
So
hopefully that doesn't happen this time.
We talked about it briefly before the show started. I was catching up on my reading, and I read one of the worst crossovers I have read in quite some time. And it's hey, let's take a popular book and put it with a failing book with a storyline no one gives a fuck about. Hello, Dark Web.
Oh, yeah. So I was smart enough to not read that.
So, it's just part of my X-Men pull. So they're well, this is a crossover. Throw it in, and I didn't bother looking.
Did you read everything that tied into it?
They put it all in my file. I sat there, and I'm all right, this started okay. Oh, God. By the end of it, I wanted to rip it up in my hands and, start shredding it. I hated it. I hate that fucking book. I hated every part of it. It made me hate X-Men.
I have no interest in the Spidey stuff going on right now. I did grab the Hughes covers for the Mary Jane and Black Cat one because they were terrifying and disgusting, and I loved them. I intended on reading them at some point, but now maybe not.
It's just rotten. It's so rotten. There were so many characters I don't give a fuck about clone Spider-Man, and then they're he became emo because he lost his memories and he's a villain now. And here's Madeline Pryor, who is a clone. So, they trauma bond over being nobody. And I felt bad for nobody. I literally walked away hating everybody except for this derpy clone who was, a weird, monster creature that was I'm Peter Porker. It was horrible, but that character was derpy and kind of funny, and that was the main takeaway I had from the whole book. They introduced this femme fatale character, Hallows Eve.
Yeah, people are into her at least.
She's terrible. She's a
I don't
rotten
care about any of
character.
this ASM stuff anymore. Like, I like ASM in general, but like this last round and stuff, I was like, I don't really care right now.
It made me
So
miss
just
Nick
got them.
Spencer's run, and that's saying something because I didn't like that run.
I like Nick Spencer on. Didn't you do the Superior Foes of Spider-Man?
Yes.
That was fun. Yeah, I liked him on that, but yeah, oh god, this is my hot take. I'm not really into Ryan Ottley art, so I read the first issue of ASM for his run, and then I was like, I can't look at this.
Oh, our friend Ryan had a huge hot take on Invincible the other day, and I was like, saying
Invincible
that
sure is okay. I read all of it
saying
the other day. I like Radio
saying
Black
that
much better.
really,
Yes.
it is like
So
generic Sam's Club Walmart brand Power Rangers for me.
I'm not as into it anymore now that it's Power Rangers. I need to like catch up, but I really like the beginning. And Invincible, I just read the whole thing. And the first hi Alex! But I read Invincible. The first like 15 trades are okay. And then like 16 to 20, absolute banger. Amazing book that needed all this like build up. But if I was paying for that, I would have like dropped off way beforehand. The fact that I got to read it for free was like, all right, cool, yeah, I'll just it's Kirkman, so it takes me 5 minutes to read a trade.
So, but that was like typical Kirkman, where it was like, cool stuff, nothing. Cool stuff, nothing.
I found Invincible to be extremely okay. When I think about it in the context of that, it started in like what 2003, so there wasn't a lot of like really amazing indie stuff like there is now. I just don't think it holds up anymore because now every single week we're getting phenomenal indie titles, and it's like.
So weirdly, like my favorite Kirkman title was Outcast, just because of like how I love possession stuff, and Outcast was kind of like the first issue was terrifying.
Outcast is my favorite Kirkman book.
Yeah, and it's also like the last book I like weirdly was like I'm getting every issue CGC graded because like this could be the next Walking Dead.
And then that show failed on like Cinemax or whatever it was.
Yeah,
I heard the show wasn't bad, but it was just on,
no,
like,
it was
thing.
actually fairly good. Like it just didn't do it.
No.
Oh, here's John with his radio. Very disappointed. Then I was told I needed to read the trade. I read the trade. Bland and boring and poorly written.
So I think if you don't like the first 3 issues, then it's probably not for you. I did like the beginning more, and now I just don't care about Power Rangers big superhero team. If I wanted superhero teams, I don't know. I have the big 2 for that.
So usually like that there's that weird law of like give the first 3 issues a try, but then there's like that Texas Blood where like the first 5 I didn't like, but everything after that's been awesome.
I haven't read that one yet, but it's on my list.
Black Widow series was like that too, where like the first couple of issues I thought were terrible, and all of a sudden it got like shockingly good.
There's a lot of stuff like that, but when I get to read for free, I'll read a lot more, but I have to do that with the grain of salt of, oh man, if I was telling someone to read this, they probably
would
wouldn't
I ask them to spend their money.
Yeah, the payoff has to be worth it. And Invincible, if each trade is like, let's say minimum $10, I'm asking you to spend $80 to get into the book being really good, when now you can pick up like most books. Yeah, I mean, Kyle Higgins did that like Nightwing run. He did Power Rangers though, so it makes sense that it's very Power Rangers-y.
He's also a huge Power Rangers fan, and also he is Scott Snyder's writing protege.
I didn't know that.
Yes, he went to his school. They worked on Gates of Gotham together. Hey, Drac. But like Snyder's also like a super nice guy, so like it's
Kyle Higgins also seems really nice.
Yeah, he's done a couple of interviews with Kevin Smith talking about Batman Beyond quite a bit.
Yeah, my hot take is that, and I'm only talking about their writing as a person. Almost everyone, thankfully, seems very delightful, but like Scott Snyder, he's all right, you know. Yeah. He's medium, and like when he hits, he can hit pretty good, but like most of his stuff is like, you know, 6 out of 10.
But most people would kill for the career to be a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, fair. Well, if you're someone like Ryan who reads one thing by someone and loves them, like he does with Bendis, if you're someone who read like that, the Batman run that everyone goes crazy for him, I feel like then you'll probably be disappointed, like because most of his stuff after is like, yeah, that's all right.
Batman Beyond's run by Higgins was really good. Actually, that whole series was actually fairly good. Like, I mean, it's a love letter to the animated series, but like...
I've consumed 0 Batman Beyond content in my life. Not a show, not a movie, not a comic.
The show had like... Or no, it was Justice League United had a Batman Beyond episode where it's the future with Waller.
Yeah, you were telling about this one.
Oh my god, that episode almost made me cry. Like, it was just so emotional, and like had Batman having this super emotional moment with one of the Royal Flush Gang. Oh, ooh, John. Snyder's Batman is no different than King's. Both started well and derailed.
I'm a King homer. I loved the King run. I don't think King even derailed until like the very end, and it felt like they were just trying to like. It didn't even derail. It felt like it was like, oh shit, I'm off the title now. Let's try to wrap this up in a pretty little bow.
Yeah, and um there's documented.
Actually, I don't even think King's run started all that well. I liked his middle the best.
So I thought the first Gotham Girl thing was like a Michael Bay movie. Just shit was exploding left and right. Yeah. I didn't love it, and then it like got a little bit better, and then like
I'm aware I'm in the minority. It's fine.
Like, it got good, and then it got bad, and then it got okay again, and then like the Button happened. I felt like everything went downhill from there.
Yeah, the Button was the only thing I haven't read because I haven't read any of that stuff, but I'll get there.
Judah's in the chat, who will be joining us soon to talk about his Kickstarter comic.
Oh, sick! All right.
Totally Shui. Yes,
rocked my tween world.
They use the future term of everything instead of cool. They say, "Oh, that's Shui." You're one of your co-hosts from your other show. Oh, yeah. Just need to point that out.
Alex, one of my buddies who will see me at Emerald City Comic Con. Yeah, if you see me on Friday, I'll be with her. Hot take, I didn't hate Heroes in Crisis.
I hated that. There is Comics Queen and I did a like 2-hour show just like railing on that comic.
I expected
on her channel
since everyone talked about it, and I did read it like after the fact. And I will say I did pirate it, but it's because I already owned all the issues. And I was at a concert that started like 2 hours late, and I was bored, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna pirate something, but I owned it, so I already gave them my money, so I think it's fine. But I was sitting there reading it on my phone, and I read the whole thing before the concert started because it took forever. And yeah, I was like, wow, I really don't hate this. Like, I don't think it's amazing or anything, but I think I probably went in with the mindset of, oh, this is gonna suck because everyone hates it, but I want to read it because I like King. I was like, huh.
I thought the end was just kind of like
nothing happened.
Yeah, it was a Seinfeld episode. Like, all this stuff happens. Like, oh, hey, let's go to therapy.
I do like that he like brought in like PTSD into comic characters, which I know is something people don't like that he does, but I don't know. I think it makes a lot of sense. Like, I like even that Marvel movie that everyone hates. I think it's Iron Man 3. I really like the aspect of it. That. He's like suffering, and it makes sense, and I love it.
But I also like super loved Ben Kingsley and is the Mandarin. Top 3 indie writers working today.
C. Spurrier. Jeremy Holt. Give me a second to think of the third. You do too. I got a lot.
I can't even call the one an indie writer now today because he's doing like all major books. But like,
thinking Rob V, because I thought of that too.
No, Matthew Rosenberg. I loved We Can Never Go Home Again.
Oh man, what's the furthest? Or not? 4 Kids Walking Near a Bank.
Yes, 4 Kids Walking Near a Bank was so good.
Not me looking at books I read recently, so I remembered things I read recently.
Like Rom V, like toes that weird line of like, because like James Tiny and whatever his horror stuff, I think is so much better than his actual like superhero stuff. Like light years better.
Like a year ago, I would have said Zdarsky, but he's fully not even like indie. Like he used to do Kaptara and everything, and now it's
Josh Williamson I used to like because he did Ghosted, Nailbiter, but now he's doing like everything.
Good for him. He's a good fit.
Oh no, like he's like super good dude. He used to send me like comic books signed by him constantly because I was like
he seems like such a sweetheart. I never saw him in person until New York Comic Con this year, and he's just such a stupid cutie. Oh my god, I adore him. An endearing term of stupid cutie. Like I'm saying, he's so stupid cute.
So weirdly, I've liked the writing by Christian Ward on Bloodstained Teeth, which I didn't think I was going to like. I don't know if I can call Cullen Bunn weirdly is someone like I like but I don't love.
That's fair. I hate this because afterwards I'm going to think of someone who's like someone I grab for like literally everything because that's how it always works.
Oh, I have a name.
What you got?
Sean Lewis.
That name is familiar. Were they doing something recently?
He did Bliss.
Okay, yeah.
Bunch of other books. I really liked, and I don't know if I can really call it writing or not. But the Step by Bloody Step.
That's C. Spurrier was the writer for that.
Was it? Okay, because
yeah. My knockout pick. I love C. Spurrier.
I love that book because it's just it's so close to like you think it could have been like a Japanese manga. With the
he did the Rush too, and he's doing the backups in tech right now. But I think that's like he dabbles sometimes a bit too, but he's definitely like mainly indie person now. Dworkin does that Beast of Burden stuff, but that's not really like today.
Like I love Rick Remender, but I don't think I can really consider him an indie writer. Like he is, but he's way too big to be considered indie writer. Yeah.
Who's might be Michael Morisi or whatever, the person who does Barbaric and a bunch of Buffet. Is that how you pronounce that? Oh my god.
I believe so.
Okay, well I've been reading pretty much everything Vault, and their horror is excellent.
And also who is the writer who did the the Autumnal?
Oh yeah. I have that book right there, but I can't see it.
I'm
gonna
really
scroll through in a minute here.
I really like that.
Daniel Kraus, yeah. Okay. He does a lot of stuff for Vault.
Stephanie Phillips did one of my favorite books based on an actual true crime.
Stephanie Phillips
did historical crime.
The Heart Box or whatever that book was. That was so much better than I thought it was going to be.
The Butcher of Paris was based.
Ooh.
Stephanie Phillips did based on a true crime story, which I loved it. And then after like reading all the stuff with the history of like the true history of it, it was fascinating. I was like horrified at the same time because like, wow, how did this like not get out there more?
Ooh, sorry, there is someone I want to pop onto that indie writer thing. Porn Sock, what's his first name? Oh no,
what?
He did Good Asian and Porn Sock. What was his first name? What is wrong with me?
Fuck.
Yeah, that's not his first name. No.
No.
You know who I'm talking about.
Really?
His work is really good. I do also really like. I think there's a promising future for Wyatt Kennedy. Whoever did Bolero, and they're working on more stuff right now. I think there's a very promising future for them.
Yeah, I've been reading Lovesick.
That's the artist, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading
that
art
is
lately.
Great. I love that.
Definitely has a distinctive style.
Whenever I'm reading a book by an artist that I like, and they're like doing the writing, I'm always going in there like, wow, I really hope the art is amazing. Like, there's that book by the same dude who did the art for Oblivion Song right now, Chroma. Yes. I haven't read it yet, but I'm like, man, I hope it's totally fine if the story is just okay, as long as the art is stunning, because that's what I'm signing up for right now.
So I read 3 issues of it so far, and I've enjoyed it for the most part. I know, like, Comics Queen is, like, way over the top on it.
I've been grabbing them. The covers are, like, amazing, like, phenomenal.
Larry Hama, I don't consider him indie, but, like, he's definitely not a star writer.
I mean, almost everyone we've named has worked at both places. I think as long as you do like more indie than you do the other two, it's fine.
Because, like, I mean, honestly, like Greg Rucka is one of my favorite writers.
What's your favorite Greg Rucka piece? Put you right on the spot.
So, as a Batman fan, he did a story. Besides Gotham Central.
One of my favorite books. One of my favorite Marvel DC books. Oh my god.
So
I almost fell everywhere. Oh god, that would have been so bad.
Where is it? Did the story about Ra's al Ghul having another daughter who he tormented over the ages? It is called Death and the Maidens. And it reveals like this whole history of this other daughter of Ra's al Ghul that he has tormented. He gave her up to the Nazis during the Warsaw Ghetto to
you are
teach her a
super messed
lesson.
up.
Yes. So like so to get back at him, she tortures Talia and keeps killing her and putting her into the Lazarus pit until she breaks her mind to get back at Raish, and ends up basically killing him and taking over the League of Shadows by the end of the book. But it's basically like through history from her being born and him basically turning her out and then being the not favored daughter, leaving him, and basically him over the ages getting back at her for abandoning him. And of course, Lazarus by Rucka is just amazing. I mean,
Oh, you mean, I'm so sorry. I was thinking like Lazarus as in DC stuff, not the
fuck that.
not
That
the indie
sucks.
title. I was like, are you talking about the stuff right now? Or are you talking about something I don't know about? So that's
No,
why
no.
my brain. You were talking about,
Rucka,
brain.
but
Yeah.
So that is one that I liked. I also I very much appreciate the book by the monstrous writer. I love that book. Sana Takeda's art is amazing. What is Marjorie Liu?
Oh, okay. I only pretty much know Monsters.
That's basically, and I think she wrote one X-23 book.
Yeah, both of those two did a little bit of, I think, only Marvel work. At least I can't remember DC.
But the world building in Monstrous is just so amazing, even though like the first volume is like impenetrable because it just keeps throwing shit at you left and right that you're like, holy shit, this book's never gonna end.
Ooh, I did actually get a few responses on my Instagram story. I did a thing where people could ask us questions or give us some topics to talk about.
Okay.
So, shameless promotion for my own Instagram here, if you want to be able to contribute to future conversations. The main one I honestly really want to bring up is my dad is trying to be very keen and supportive. So he wants to know if you've ever consumed any Calvin and Hobbes content, because he's a Calvin and Hobbes man.
Absolutely. My God, like so much of it. I had the big omnibus of the daily funnies.
Oh.
And well, it's not even omnibus, it's like this big, but like that thick. I love Calvin Hobbes, Spaceman Spiff.
Yeah.
I came very close to naming my cat, even though he's a tuxedo cat, Hobbes.
Yeah, I want to get like some form of a nice like Calvin and Hobbes print. I don't know what I want to get, but I'm hoping someday at a con I'll see something cute. Oh, did you see the creator is now making like a horror book or something?
I saw something about that. Like, I wasn't sure how to feel about that.
If he's gonna put out anything new, I'm gonna give him my money. That's how I feel about it. As long as you're not suddenly putting out something like horribly like racist and sexist and horrible, then you can have my money. That's all it is.
Suddenly becomes Frank Miller during the 80s.
Yeah, as long as that doesn't happen, we're good. And I'd be so sad if that happened. Oh my god.
Like all of a sudden, like Hobbes got like, yeah, Bill Ward.
So I wanted to know about our thoughts on comics having like 30 variants.
So it's predatory. It is. It really is. But the thing I used to tell everybody, buy what you want. But if you're buying it thinking you're going to get rich, I mean, let's all remember C2E2, Staplegate, Acetate Gate, whatever you want to call it.
Some kind of gate, yeah.
Yeah, like everything's got to be a gate. Like, I don't necessarily like it. But there's times where I think it was Nick Fury or the Shield comic book where they had Steranko art covers that came up for it that like I had to have because they had the black and white cover and then they had the full color, and I was like, yeah, I'll do a 1 in 100, sure.
I don't think ratio variants are as bad. I think those make sense. I think
There's
that's actually an incentive for stores.
Too many store variants, and then you have these whatnot variants, and then Comic Tom variant, and Comic Mint, and Comic this, Comic that. Like, it's too much. And like the store variants, I've gotten a couple, but even then, it was like, this is for my personal collection. I'm not trying to get rich on this.
I've gotten like the Batman 50 Joshua Middleton covers from a store, Scott's Comics, because I get everything Joshua Middleton. I won this one in a raffle. I think that's pretty much it. Oh no, I ordered one time for myself, actually, from a place, because everything else I just got from like eBay or a raffle. But like, yeah, there was one time I went to a shop, I don't even remember what it was, but they had a beautiful Franny punchline and a really terrifying ice cream man. So I only personally consumed it once, and it was because the art for the covers was so good that like I figured I would actually just like hang this up on my wall. Like, it's so cool.
That Jenny Friesen Death cover, I came close to pulling the trigger on. I just couldn't do it. Like, I should have, but I didn't. And then like I've been buying original art or prints, and Tula Lotte just put out the other day her death print from the convention. I think it was from San Diego Comic-Con, and I was just like staring at him like, I should buy it. But I have a Tula Lotte with a Remark Wonder Woman sitting on my wall right now.
I met her at New York Comic-Con, and she was so sweet too. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm a sucker for Jenny Friesen anything, and Tula Lotte anything, honestly.
Yeah, Tula Lotte is like still like an artist I don't think gets the most appreciation, because like her stuff is so damn good. Like,
she's not even like a I wouldn't say she's like a common name for like a casual comic reader.
No, like not at all. The Miles Morales first appearance, that's a hell of a one to like randomly get.
Oh, I had so many of those many moon ago.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Gary. Gary also helped me out on that horrible day. Someone asks, Marvel and DC, which is the better read and which is the better art right now? They can both be the same. I think as far as interiors, there is no contest. I think DC is beating Marvel because sometimes Marvel inside is not great.
So I feel like Marvel has a form art right now because a lot of the art looks very loose and samey, if that makes sense. Like, it's just like, this is how you're going to make a deadline. We're going to just stay to this kind of form. DC seems to at least be wanting to invest a little bit more, where Marvel's like, we're going to get so-and-so artists to do this cover, but fuck the interiors.
Well, Marvel, the whole reason they started off the, I forget, the Youngbloods? Whatever they call the spotlights on artists now. Stormbreakers. The only reason they...
Youngbloods. Is this the 90s again?
I mean, but the only reason they started that was because they got in trouble because they basically were like, yeah, we don't care about interior artists. Nobody moves the needle for us, so like we just don't care about art. And everyone was like, hey, what? That's kind of an important part of comics. They were like, we're sorry. Look, here's some variants. Do you accept our apology?
So like I had that feeling with the X-Men books when the Krakoa stuff started, I thought the art was phenomenal.
Pablo Ross is amazing. Oh my god.
I don't understand like why on one of your flagship books, like I feel like Spider-Man should always have a good artist, a good writer, even if they're up and coming. Like, put someone good on it, and it's just become like that, and Fantastic Four just get forgotten about.
So my thoughts are that on... That's fair. My thoughts are that on Spider-Man is actually the opposite. I feel like they're like, oh, we actually don't have to put any effort into this because it's Spider-Man. People are going to buy it no matter what. And Fantastic Four, they just don't care because they feel like it doesn't sell. But I feel like Amazing Spider-Man, they're like, yeah, we don't really have to make it good because, like, it's going to sell. It's Spider-Man.
Like, I know how fucked up comics are when, like, I'm so excited to read Superman lately. Especially after this Philip Kennedy Johnson run with Riccardo Federici. which Federici, it's like, oh my god, not only his cover is awesome, but his interiors are awesome as well.
What's that guy doing in comics? God.
Like, I swear to God, like, I started reading The Last God, and I'm like, oh, this cover looks okay. Prepare to be disappointed. I was like, holy shit, everything looks like the cover inside. What
Every
is
panel
happening?
own beautiful piece of art. Every panel is a painting. My God.
That's how I feel with oh god, the Batman Damned artist, Bermejo.
Oh yeah, Bermejo's amazing.
Like, his stuff is just so like hyper realistic. It's too good, and then like I understand why like he got upset when they're like, hey, by the way, remember how we said this was an adults only book? You got to lose the dick and the tits.
I saw him
No.
being sassy when they printed something of his. I think it was I don't remember which one it was some Batman book. Oh, Dear Detective. And in I believe it was France, they reprinted it the size that it should have been. He was like, yeah, look, they're not like the Americans. They print it the way it should be. This is so much better. Do you see how prettier this is? This is how it should be. It was like, hell yeah, dude. You should see your art the way you want to see it. Like, someone wants to know some of our favorite like back issue storylines. Their example was 90s Legends of the Dark Knight.
Oh. So I wouldn't even call it a storyline. So for like Batman, one of my favorite times on the book was when Paul Dini was writing Detective, and like every issue was just like a one shot. And then him and Dustin Nguyen started doing Streets of Gotham, which was so much better than it deserved to be.
I have that chunky omnibus up there.
I do too. Like, yeah.
It's a good omnibus. It's just like Batman really thick down the spine. It's a good omnibus.
Amazon had it for like $65 during the holidays. I was like, nice. Yes. And then I got the Gotham Central one. I was like, I have all this, but I needed it.
Oh, God,
it's currently on sale for $68.
Hey, everyone in here, go get Gotham Central, please. It's so good.
We're gonna do a reading group.
Yeah, I want to start doing reading groups. I was thinking about doing that with the Justice League with Booster Gold, and I don't know, maybe I'll do it for Gotham Central. I want to start doing something with videos. I gotta figure it out. There's so many books I want to read, and I want to con other people into reading them.
It's because I know like Ryan and I have talked about Gotham Central repeatedly. Also,
I made him read that.
Bearded.
He did not want to, and I was like, "Read Gotham Central. It's my favorite thing." I bullied him. Into it. I didn't even finish it.
John, the omnibus is on sale right now on several different sites, so like, good time to pick it up.
I have them at my shop. Just go to Emerald City Comic Con and I'll deliver one to you.
So when I first started reading comics, the Hulk had this little Canadian guy doing art. I think his name was Todd McFarlane, and it was called, the storyline was Gamma Bomb Run. And it was Gray Hulk in it, and he was a smart ass, but he wasn't as strong. And like the first issue I bought was him against X Factor. And I love that run, like everything about it, and it made me completely fall in love with Todd McFarlane's art, and that storyline has the most memories for me. And then of course like Fall of the Mutants and Mutant Massacre and all that stuff, because that's when I just started reading X-Men. So there's storylines I have like super fond emotions with. And of course Spider-Man and Mary Jane. So I lived in New York when that happened, and at Shea Stadium they actually had like cosplayers get married on the field at Shea Stadium during a Mets game.
That's so cute. Are you a big McFarlane guy?
Okay, yeah, that guy. He's got
that
a
little
toy
painting
company.
Guy, yeah.
He's got a toy company, I hear. Will you come to MegaCon? I'm not even going, John. I live close.
That one's that's in March, right?
Yeah, it's in Orlando.
Yeah, I don't think I can go so soon. I thought about that one because I go down to Orlando a lot, but that's like
they do have some good artists there this year, but I'm probably just not going to make it with the new position. My schedule, I don't.
Oh yeah, everybody congratulate Dan. He got promoted. Every time you come here, I'll have something to give attention to you on.
Today was my first day as a supervisor, and it was a lot of fucking meetings.
Yeah, welcome.
Like I ended up being there like an hour late because like the last manager meeting was 2.5 hours.
Ooh. So you're having a blast, basically.
It was an interesting first day because like the person who's my boss like wasn't there to tell me what I'm supposed to be doing. So like I was just like, okay. Getting dirty looks from other people in the store who didn't get the position.
Ooh. Thankfully I've never worked in a position like that.
Tiny angry people.
I am a tiny not angry person, so
Yeah, they can be mad all they want. So Jim Lee and Hush. Oh yeah, Jim. I mean, so Hush was like Jim Lee going, these are all the characters I want to draw. Somehow make a story. Here you go, Jeff Loeb. I love Spawn for like one of the worst reasons. The HBO show, they used to have Todd McFarlane in the beginning. It'd be like, Spawn. And the Canadian IC is like, and here we have Spawn. And he's coming out here to get vengeance. You can read Spawn.
I'm so not a Spawn person.
He is
it would be me. I don't love Spawn. I don't hate Spawn. I just feel like he belongs in the 90s.
I mean, yeah.
Which I think is I think I'm just not the target audience. Yeah.
I do like remember people with the real, they're like, oh my god, Spawn's a black man. It's like, so what? Like Punisher did it years before that, where like they were like, hey, Punisher's a black guy. Yeah. Because he was hiding. I could talk about bad 90s stories forever.
You talk about good 90s stories? Doing 90s
stories? All of it. Like bad, good, terrible.
I've also never dabbled in Spawn.
Once you dabble, you never go back.
Well, then I guess I will not dabble.
You just get the big omnibus.
I'm trying to read everything that I carry at my shop. So eventually I will get to it. But for now.
The sizzling chemistry between Selena and Bruce and Hush. I just love the, oh, Selena, we can't. Oh, the kids are here. Oh, I'm going to kiss you. True Canadian romance. The only thing missing was Bruce and her putting on jean jackets. Excuse me, Canadian tuxedos. I apologize to all Canadians in the audience. I'm just joking.
Alex is Canadian.
I am joking. I lived in Canada, in Toronto. It was interesting experience.
How long did you live there for?
A year.
That was a very short time to live in a different country.
Yeah, it's interesting when you can't get a job there because you're not a citizen. When you go there for dumb reasons. So we were talking earlier, last week or last episode, Tessa talked about an issue she was looking for. This is not the issue. This is just a reprint. And it's the Great Thor Silver Surfer cover. It's a very easily accessible cover to, Fantasy Masterpiece is easy to get. Still a great cover.
I've seen a lot of the Fantasy Masterpieces ones sell for a bunch, though, because people can't afford the real thing. I'll cough myself.
And then I picked up at a flea market because I can't resist.
Ooh, okay. Do you get the whole set? All right. Look at those colors.
These are my 19th or 20th copies of each. Because I pick them up whenever I find them because they're cheap. And the low print run on Surfer 4 is Tessa's learning.
Yeah, it's the only issue I'm missing in my series. Actually, my laptop is currently on top of a pile of slabs, and in that pile of slabs there is a Silver Surfer one.
And then since we were talking about Scott Snyder earlier.
Full screen yourself. That's a great cover. Yeah.
Francesco Francavilla.
Yeah.
I'm still mad that we haven't gotten him to finish the Archie.
Ooh, yeah.
Afterlife with Archie.
Since they're bringing back the Sabrina stuff, I think maybe at some point. I had no hopes before, and now I have minimal hopes.
I mean, minimal.
He's not the
hope's
one
better
we're
than
waiting
no hope.
on.
Well, no, I mean it's TV's Robert Aguirre.
Yeah.
But Francesco's not exactly the quickest dude on that series with the art, because for a while they were waiting on him, and it's like, hey, Riverdale happened. Speaking of rock stars, we have that Rye guy.
That Rye guy.
Yes.
Ryan, I was making fun of you earlier for something, but I don't remember it for...
Gotham Central.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you need to finish that.
Although the end kind of gets kind of eh.
You need to read more. I think you read like a trade.
Surfer 3 is more expensive. Well, yeah.
I have a decent copy of that. I get so mad thinking about 4 being expensive.
Right.
That guy.
Radiant Black guy.
Oh, yeah, true. We were talking about Radiant Black a bunch, yeah.
I just love like chaos in comics.
But all you people who are medium to worse on Radiant Black, what are your thoughts on Invincible? Including you, because you were like, meh.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite, but I enjoyed it. But like when it was good, it was really good. But like every Kirkman book, it gets like flatline, and then holy shit happens. Flatline.
That is 100% how I feel about Walking Dead. And then Invincible, like, I just thought it was truly meh until I was like, I think it was like 14 or 16 trades in. Like, I was like, this is fine. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. And then went back to being fine again.
Well, then Kirkman, like, has this thing where he has to use fucking rape in every story he does.
I will say that I knew that issue that happened, but I didn't know who to. So that was kind of like, I did just assume.
It was reversed, but it was just like he did it in Walking Dead. He did it in Outcast.
Well, there's no way it doesn't happen in a zombie apocalypse. Like, that's
he
for real.
Did
Like,
in
that's
Thief of Thieves.
Did it? I haven't finished Thief of Thieves. Oh my god.
Like, it's just,
dude.
I hate it as a plot device.
I do. I would say that like Walking Dead, there's no way it doesn't happen. And if you're trying to be all gritty and real and other stuff is happening, it makes sense. Because like if a zombie apocalypse happens, there's no laws like people suck. It's gonna happen a lot. It would. There's no reason for any of the others to really use it.
No, but it's just like, fuck it. I gotta hold on, rape. That'll do it.
Yeah, Ryan, that's what I was saying, where I was like, I was into it and I'm like a little less because the Power Rangers, but I'll get back into it. But the way I am, I like to like consume everything about what I'm reading. So if I'm reading Radiant Black, that means I also want to read like the 5 tie-ins or whatever.
So the one I don't even know if it's a spinoff at Rogue Sun.
It's a spinoff, yeah.
I've liked it a little bit more.
Whatever.
I like that a little bit more than some of the other stuff. There is that one book by Zdarsky I fucking hate.
I'm sorry, what did you hate that you said?
There's a Zdarsky book I fucking hate. Like, it's just the one about the town where no one dies.
Stillwater? I love Stillwater.
The first issue turned me off so bad because of like how terrible everybody fucking is in that book. Like, I couldn't find one redeemable thing about anybody.
So like when Ryan made me watch the OC.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Ryan made me watch the OC, and it made me deeply depressed. Everyone was just the worst of humanity.
What, Ryan?
Stillwater Blasphemy, yes. Yeah, he likes the OC. I'll finish it with him someday, but... It wasn't that I was like, sure, I'll watch your, like, dumb, like, traditional teenage girl show, like, whatever. But this was like, wow, this makes me really sad. Like, you're not skinny, therefore you're not a worthy human being.
Was Ryan doing his nails while I was watching it? Like...
I would do his nails.
I just like stuff with bad people.
Did he say that?
Euphoria is the show for you then, Ryan.
Yeah, we're watching Succession.
Another yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. Yeah, maybe he does just like shows with bad people, actually. I think we're onto something here.
John likes and lives in the OC.
Stillwater, yeah. Yeah, Ryan, I don't know why there's Stillwater Blasphemy going on right now. You're not wrong. I also hate shows with bad people. It makes me sad, Ryan. I want some bad people, but not all of them.
John likes somewhat bad people, but they have to be funny.
That's fine too. Yeah, that's a redeemable quality.
So like that's like It's Always Sunny. They're all terrible people, but like they're humorous assholes.
Yeah. After like the first season, I'm into it.
Jen has told me about that I Think You Should Leave show. It sounds like it's right in that wheelhouse of like terrible but funny.
what
people.
sold me, because they were trying to get me to watch it for quite a while. I was like, another show. They didn't tell me that each episode was like a few minutes. Like that's it. Like the
Oh,
whole, if you watch the entire show, like both seasons, it's like 2 hours.
oh, if you're buying Gotham Central Omnibus online, what else?
Okay. Oh no, I don't know. I don't know John's taste that well at all. If you like other Chip Zdarsky stuff, get Captara. That's an underrated one. Let me looking over at my stuff. John? Do you like horror at all? Because I like a lot of horror, and I don't want to rack up a bunch of horror if you don't like horror. Horror.
So, yeah, I was gonna say like Maniac of New York. I really liked, but it's like goofy, tropey. That's the same way I felt about
80s camper slasher.
It's the same way I felt about Nailbiter, where it kind of makes fun of the tropes.
Much more so in Maniac New York, but yeah, I definitely agree. Do you like Bunny Mask?
I did. Like, it was interesting because it was like the psychological, like, is this really happening or is this hallucinations? So Lazarus by Greg Rucka, I really, really enjoy. Like, I think it's good in that post-apocalyptic shit it is. Honestly, everything Greg Rucka, like, his run on Batwoman with J.H. Williams III is so good.
Ooh, someone's talking about Chip Zdarsky's Public Domain. I adore that, and I think if you love comics, then it's a good read. And it's maybe not something I would as highly suggest to someone who doesn't love comics, but theoretically, if you're in the chat, you probably love comics. So it's like,
what's the oh god, that Patton Oswalt book?
Minor Threats.
Minor Threats, yes. That's been a fun one. I will recommend Hench Girl. It's a fun book. Dark Horse ended up taking it over from Scout Comics, I think, like years ago. But it's so good. It's funny, and I love stuff with people with useless superpowers. Like, one person becomes a nesting doll. And like, it's like these people who are henchwomen and henchmen for these supervillains.
Okay, John, if you like Nightwing, maybe try Injustice. I will say the art starts off a little shaky because it starts off as a webcomic. But it's Tom Taylor, so the whole read is so fast. I read the entire series recently in like one day. It's very, very, very fast.
So Brubaker's Pulp, while heavy,
Ooh.
is phenomenal. That was my book of the year when it came out. Very, very heavy, but incredibly good. And of course, Brubaker, his run on Batman was decent, a little under the radar.
If you're saying that about horror books, I would maybe suggest Autumnal if you're okay with kids dying. But if that freaks you out, then just skip it. If you want
Gideon Falls.
I don't care for Gideon Falls.
I hate it. The art just is not for me.
I think it's interesting.
So for me, Nailbiter is one I think is like Twin Peaks meets like a little bit of Hannibal.
Ooh, Rich. Oh yeah, someone's talking about him. I love him. I haven't read the new book yet. John, I would also suggest Barbaric if you want something just like really fun. That's like technically horror, but it's more like really fun slasher funny thing. And the first one's only 3 issues, so yeah. Okay, yeah, then definitely Autumnal. Enjoy it. Fantasize.
Autumnal is like a comic book, but like it might as well have been an A24 movie of like
definitely
Babadook type. Like there's so much weird shit going on it when the town's so creepy.
It's a lot of
the town is almost a character.
Story. Like just like the feeling of reading it and like the art, like man, Christian's so good.
I've been reading The Vineyard as well.
Is that not over?
No, it's still going on. It went on a little break and came back, and that I've been enjoying. There's something weird about like this vineyard, like sacrificing people so they can have the most bomb wine.
I stopped buying Aftershock comics because I'm a hippie. Which sucks because Animosity is one of my favorite books. But that was, I think, before they sucked so much, and hopefully they stop sucking.
I might not be up on what's going on there.
Oh, they decided to not pay any of their creators, like literally.
Oh.
Yeah, like for a long time, and I don't think they still have it now. I think they're going to go out of business because they stopped paying creators and it's gotten out.
Boom had a bad habit of that for a while, because I remember the artist of the Big Trouble in China comic was like having issues. Oh, you know what? We just talked about that earlier. That Texas Blood. After the first trade, it gets really good. Christopher Condon, like all of a sudden, him and Jacob Phillips just became a very good team. Like, but it was like the first, the first volume was like them feeling each other out, like trying to figure things out.
Oh wait, if you like Nightwing, check out Suicide Squad: Bad Blood. It's by Tom Taylor. It's only one trade, and it's really great. It's a fun time. It is. It's a good. And also, some of the characters are reused in like Nightwing and Superman: Son of Kal-El.
The Hills Have Eyes. The beginning, like I couldn't even like that remake of the movie. After the guy pops the head off and starts drinking the bird. It's a Stein.
Yeah, I live right near a music fest, which is a big music, and there's lots of drinking there festival that happens in summer. And every year they have one of these bad boys, and I've been getting one like my entire life. I broke one the other day. I was very sad. Yes, they're very big, and so this is how I'm hydrating right now. This is full of water, nothing else, just water.
She likes big mugs, and she cannot lie.
It's true. I do love big mugs. I got a big diamond box because I'm packing up to move, and I was like, I'm moving in like 3 weeks or whatever. I'll pack up like most of my mugs, and I'll keep like 2 of them out or whatever. They didn't all fit in the box, not even close. Like half did. It's a problem.
So I don't understand, like, you have bookkeepers that are supposed to handle this shit, like, unless you fired them too, and they're just like, well, fuck it. No one's getting paid.
It was kind of a conscious decision. Like, they just stopped paying everyone. It wasn't like it wasn't like they were getting paid late. Like, lots of people just did not get paid. Full stop.
And it's sad because, like, Aftershock, for a while, like,
they were my favorite.
Very good cachet, like.
But I've skipped on to them, and Vault is now my number one. Everyone go read Vault. They're nice people who pay their creators, and it's a very tight team. And they put out, especially if you like horror, they put out a lot of great horror. I love Nightfall right now. It is an expensive read, but it's like 2 books in one. I think it's like $5 a pop or $6 a pop. But
so Heathen by Vault was like a book I loved.
I was getting like the reprints that were like foil or whatever. Afterwards, I got them in the beginning. On that last live show, I was talking about the Jen Bartel's second print of number 1. That's also gorgeous. God, gross. Part of the reason that like I'm in this niche community is to be able to give money to creators that I like. Like I could just pirating comics is very easy if you want to pirate comics. I don't really think you should do it unless, I don't know, if you're really trying to skirt around paying a bad creator or like it's a really old comic or something like that. Because sure, if you want to pirate like ASM 1 from 1963, like sure, go for it. But like new stuff, I don't know. I want to pay the creators that are working on the stuff I like.
So like I've done the I'm going on a trip, I need to get something and put it on my iPad, but I already bought the stuff. But like,
but you don't usually like do that. You don't pirate every single book you've ever got.
No,
you know. Heathen is great. Autumnal is great. Barbaric is great. I really like Hard Eyes. I love big monsters. Oh man, my brain is escaping me.
Was it Vault that had the oh god, what was that creature book that
Door to Door, Night by Night?
No, the one with the Hollow Heart.
Was that Vault? I think it probably was. I did read that. I forgot it was Vault. Yeah, I think you're right.
I think it was either them or Scout.
No, the paper quality wasn't Scout.
Okay.
That was a really dorky thing, but they always have like glossy covers. Or different. Like, I don't know, not this. But yeah. I'm scrolling down to it, so I'm looking at all my read stuff.
Girl Scouts was
I don't think so.
No, was it what the fuck was that one with the post-apocalyptic scouts?
Post-apocalyptic scouts.
Pepos, God damn it, Brian.
I'm
Scouts Honor. Scouts Honor.
That was Aftershock, I believe.
Was it? Okay.
I'm gonna look at all their titles right now, though, so I can properly shout out anything they did that I liked. Obviously, Autumnal, fantastic. Barbaric, fantastic. And the first one is only 3 issues, and each thing seems to be in like 3-issue or one-shot arcs, which is fantastic. And there's some stunning covers. I haven't read Black Stars Above yet. Blue Flame apparently is very good. I have not read it yet because they haven't come out in trade yet, but apparently very, very good. One of their books put like Rom V on the map. It was that book.
Not Blue and Green, but no. The Many Deaths of Layla Starr.
I'll scroll down to it. No.
No.
I'm scrolling down.
But
That's
that was one of the bigger books that I remember. Like,
yeah, that was like
people were like really getting into him.
That was his like breakout big one. Am I what?
Radio Apocalypse.
Yeah, Radio Apocalypse. That's they never like finished that one. I don't know what's going on with that one. Deadbox is by Mark Russell, and he's a big swoon. Engine Ward is apparently.
I'm not talking about Mark Russell anymore. After Bearded started making fun of me on our show because he's like, "How did you not know who Mark Russell was?" He's like, "I was yelling at the screen."
No, Mark Russell's amazing. Oh my god, yeah, he's you know what? He might be one of my favorite indie writers right now. Actually, he probably is. He just writes everything though. Finger Guns was like the first big Vault book. Excellent, very like fun. I think other people like it more than I do though.
It's weird because this was like Black Mask comics for me for a while. Like Black Mask was doing all these like great indie titles, and all of a sudden like everything fell apart because like all of a sudden like Matthew Rosenberg got to go be a big writer for X-Men and just left all of his creator own behind. 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank, I don't even think finished.
That was just like a one trade thing.
I can't even remember if it finished or not, or maybe I didn't get the last issue. And then
it has a hardcover and a paperback. Yeah.
And then there was the Young Terrorist book that came out, and it was like, here it is, there it goes.
Giga, Heathen.
Giga was good.
Heavy is apparently amazing, but again, no trade, and I'm so sad. Hollow Heart was Vault, good one.
Yeah, Blue and Green was the.
I'm thinking of. It begins with an S.
That was the Rom V book.
It's okay, I'll get to it. I'm in eyes. Last book you'll ever read, people had like I think slightly mixed opinions on. Money Shot. If you want sexy alien times.
I do remember reading that, and I did a review for it. Like, I forget what it was, but there was something in that first issue. I was like, well, that's something I never imagined reading.
Ooh, Picture of Everything Else. I'm really into Nightfall. That's like the perfect vibes of reading a book. Like in between the two books, there's like a vintage intermission kind of thing going on. Oh, Quest Aside is very fun. That is just like a D&D trip. Like that's it. Resonant is actually getting optioned right now. Rockstars was cool. Sarah was cool. Shadow Service is cool.
Didn't Vault have the book about the doctor?
She said destroy. Not the doctor. You mean the mafia mob boss one?
Yeah.
That's also Aftershock.
Oh, was that? Fuck.
I think these are just two. I think these are the same published in your brain. The Rush. Oh man, The Rush is like one of my favorite books. I
never read that.
It's Western horror. Very fun. The Plot is another good horror book.
I did read that.
I haven't finished it. I did just get them signed though, so I'll finish it. These Savage Shores is what I was trying to think of.
Okay, that
everyone loves it, and I maybe I should try to read it again.
I remember Jen really loved that, but she loved Blue and Green more.
I haven't read Blue and Green yet. I will because I'm reading all of Vault titles. I love them so much. But like, We Ride Titans as Kaijus. That was all right. Witchblood, very very fun.
I thought that could have been better.
That's fair. I thought it was just very fun.
It was okay.
There was also one that was kind of about the vibes. Like it was just like the colors and like going around and just.
Because I remember that and the Audible both came out at the same time, and I was like, I think that and the Autumnal came out like right around the same time.
Probably, yeah.
And
yeah, this is my. Everyone go check out Vault Studios. I would love to work with them in some format. They're my favorite. Swoon, love them.
And if you're wanting to check out indies, 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank, and definitely go check out We Can Never Go Home. And
check out Hotel. Like... Check out Year Zero for some AWA love. If you want just like something that's not like technically good, but just like a really fun time. Fight Girls, bunch of hot babes fighting monsters. That's fun. Frank Cho goodness.
Yeah, that like could have been different.
I said it's not good, it's fun.
Yeah, like and our guest is in the green room. So let me segue into that. So Judah, who has been in the chat, has a new Kickstarter comic. People might know Judah from his time with I Freaking Love Comics. During COVID, they became YouTube friends with Jen and I because we were all like trying to get through the weird vibes of COVID and just looking for anybody who was out there who was like-minded. And Judah was out there with Respawn, and we all ended up having like these weird like crossovers. Jen was on their show. I was working overnight, so I didn't get to go on that much. And without further ado, let's go to Judah. Hello.
Hey.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you too. You guys hear me all right?
Yeah, you're a little low, but we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. I lost the cord that connects my microphone to my laptop because I haven't been streaming in a long time. So.
Oh, it's okay.
But hey, thanks so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. Super excited to be here. I'm a little nervous because I haven't streamed in a long time.
We're pretty scary.
Well, Jen was supposed to be here. She was going to be our surprise guest, and she's like, I read my schedule wrong. Sorry, guys.
Bummer.
I'm digging the Silver Surfer love behind you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have this ridiculous Silver Surfer wall.
Oh my god, that's sick. Wait. Whoa, okay.
If you show Silver Surfer 4, she's going to get mad.
Oh, yeah. I actually do have that if you want me to bust it. You know what? Sure.
Fine. Everyone make me jealous. Whatever. I don't even care. It's fine.
Oh, boy.
I think one is my... Yeah, here. You'll go down a second and I can show you my number one.
So I got this.
Oh.
Okay.
Got this. And then...
Oh, wait. I have that one too. All right.
Oh, nice. This is going to, just mark my words, as soon as Mephisto shows up, I promise you, this is going to blow up. And then, this is not a good copy.
It's so much better than my imaginary copy.
Yeah, I just love the Surfer. I don't know what it is.
I love the Mobius cover behind you from Parable.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Ooh, wow, what grade is that?
A 1.5, but I press and clean comics, and it's because it has tape on it, and I can remove the tape pretty easily. But I have the whole run, except for number 4. I have multiple copies of some too, because I'm an idiot, but the colors are really bright, and that's my favorite thing.
You're going to go to ECC, and you're going to end up buying it.
I hope not. It's going to be so expensive. Unless someone has like a coverless one, or someone wants to hook me up with a sick deal. Maybe I'll bring some stuff to trade.
Would you get a color? Would you get a coverless one, though?
Like, yeah, absolutely. Honestly? I don't even care about the cover that much.
Oh.
I think cover to issue 1 and cover to issue 3 are better, and so that's all. I think it's still good, but grumble. Very passionate about this.
I just want to hear your opinion here. Like, what do you think is so appealing about the Surfer? Because, like, I love him, but I don't know why. I just really love him.
I think a lot of it is key time period and creators working on it, because like you get like Mishima, you get Kirby, you get some of like the greatest people ever working on comics. You've also got like a short run, so even if it's expensive, getting 18 issues is pretty appealing. Like you can conquer that. Like even if like 3 of the issues are pretty expensive, like okay, cool, you get those 3 and then like a few others, and you have a whole run.
You can get volume 2 with 1 issue.
So like, and then Mobius, yeah, like you get the best people in comics like in history over time, and then
the
even,
Mobius
like,
cover got me in.
You got the Alred run with what is that, Slot? Like
yes,
underrated run.
Consistently has some of the best people. He's always underrated. He's always amazing and underrated. That's my jam, man.
You had Ron Lim working on him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
very famously, yeah.
Well, no, like it was a solid run. George Perez with Infinity Gauntlet working on. So like weirdly, like Silver Surfer, the thing that always appealed to me is that he basically is homeless. So he was stranded, locked on this planet for years, couldn't get off, and finally he was free. So then he's like, I'm just gonna keep surfing around. And every time he finds love, it goes bad.
Always. What was the love interest in the Dan Slott run?
The tragic love story.
That's like I'm like a grown ass man reading that and crying. Like,
yeah, that and that
So-
stupid my favorite Scott Snyder thing, that Swamp Thing series. Both of them were just like
Yes, with
tragic love stories where I was like, oh my god, I feel things right now for these fictional characters.
But Alan Moore's run on Swamp Thing was this great Shakespearean love story of like plant and woman. And there's an issue where she gets arrested in Gotham for unnatural sex acts with a plant. He fights Batman because they take her into custody and he destroys Gotham. He full on, like, Batman goes, I'm fighting a god. You got to let this girl go. Like, I can't deal with this.
I need to read that run again because I read it as a little kid and I just don't think I appreciated it the way I should have. Like,
I'm
I
just
feel like
grabbing the
as,
absolutes for them all now.
yeah.
So yeah, because Toddlebon on that, when we had Ronnie Barnes on, apparently like the second volume, he's like, when we go to hell in this, he told Jason Sean Alexander, I want to see the most Toddlebon art you can do. So that was what he told Jason Sean Alexander, and like he nailed it, like just full on nailed it.
So good. I love Jason Sean.
Oh, he gets better and better. I just finished Blackula when it came out at the end of the month, and it's Jason's best work.
That's
Check that out.
high call. All right.
Rodney told me in the progress, he was like, told Jen and I when he was on, he's like, it's literally Jason's best work. And I was like, okay. And then I told Jason Sean Alexander on Instagram, and he goes, oh, Rodney's talking shit again.
So I gotta ask, Silver Surfer is probably like your second or third favorite character, right? Based on the wall.
He's my he's on the list somewhere.
Yeah, he's like, okay, all right, maybe in the top 10. Yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
We're getting your whole old group here. Ree's here apparently.
Hey Ree, hey next issue, Danny, what's up? Hey, wow, it's a whole bunch of people I know. Nathan, Beta Boys, what's up, guys? Dakota,
Someone calls themselves Beta Boys. Wow, I love that.
Awesome.
Talk about Ron Lim, yes.
It's a good channel too.
All right.
Ron Lim. Ron Lim does the most muscular and shiny of the surfers.
I like my surfers extra shiny. Yeah.
Remember the video game where he was like super polished?
Oh yeah. Man, that game was really hard. I don't know if you
It
tried
was
to play
that
it.
and Battletoads can fucking. I threw a cartridge at the wall.
These kids don't know. They just don't know what it's like to not be able to save. Yeah.
You guys and your save points, like you kids.
Did you guys ever play the Swamp Thing game? Yeah, there's a Swamp Thing cartridge game. It's not good. It's very not good.
I didn't even know that existed.
I played the Ranma one.
I run a comic game shop.
I played the Justice League game with Booster Gold in it.
What was that for?
There was a Justice League fighting game, and Booster Gold's in it.
For what console? What am I looking for here?
Super NES. I believe it came out in 1991 or 92. I was in high school, sadly. Blink twice if you need help, Judah.
Oh, sorry. I'm just adjusting my mic. Is it a little bit better now?
It's a little bit clearer.
Okay. I will enunciate to my best ability and try these limitations.
There was also a Justice League side scroller, like the X-Men fighting game too, where it was like just beat 'em up walking around. That was terrible.
Oh, Booster Gold wasn't anything. That's so exciting.
Not in that one.
So excited. Yeah.
Hey, Silver Knight Kyle, how are you?
Just talk good. I'm trying to talk my goodest right now.
You need Jodie Foster. Judah, you just talk good now. Tell me his name, Doctor. Oh, this show is already going sideways.
Sorry.
I'm silenced. All I need is Jen here to start talking about how Cyclops doesn't eat pussy like that. So Jen did a whole segment on that on one show, and she's like, "Now Wolverine gets in there like a pie eating contest, like arms tied behind his back," and she started like mimicking the motions. And our guest Morbius like just started like falling. Gambit covered his face. He was just like, "I don't know these people. Why am I here?"
But I think she's right. I'm a Cyclops fan, but I have to concede that I don't see him as one of the more pussy eating of the X-Men. So
We're just gonna rank the X-Men like that now.
and I would also agree that Wolverine is probably one of the pussy eatingest of the X-Men. So
Cyclops, cuck leader of the X-Men. Alpha leader, beta male.
Just so you know, Cyclops is Ryan's favorite of the X-Men.
Of course he is.
Clearly, Ryan has no taste. I mean,
he has to be contrarian to everybody else.
I just had a conversation about this. Cyclops, whether you love him or hate him, has a very solid arc from like House of M all the way through AVX of like becoming like a psycho. Yeah.
He also has a mini series by Brian K. Vaughan, which is excellent. Like,
yeah, like that is and like he's not a badly written character. He's just a unlikable guy, I would say.
All I remember, I think of him and I think of South Park with like, that's Scott. He's a giant dick.
It's true. But yeah, I feel like if you like him, you probably like that he's a dick. And it's okay to like a dicky character. Like, it's what he is. He's never been great.
I do like him telling Captain America to fuck off during
Yes.
X-Men. I was a big fan of that.
Him. Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
Also, like the Professor X, like taking away Mr. Fantastic's memories. Where he's like, yeah, your kids, the whole mutant thing, you're gonna forget that we get like reincarnated. Like you're just gonna forget everything, Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic is also a cook. They have the same situation as Jean and Wolverine.
But Namor is more intimidating, I think. Shows up with those
but are you gonna say that he's not gonna give Sue the time of her life? Have I showed you that Daniel Warren Johnson commission that he did?
No.
I'm gonna DM you something right now that's real good. The instructions for the commission were it was a Namor and Sue commission, and they were just like, I would like you to highlight the romantic aspects of their relationship. And it's stunning. Like the art piece is stunning, but oh boy, does it certainly do that. It was fantastic.
Gail Simone, the heat beams versus force beams. Cyclops, the wet blanket of the X-Men.
All right, I just sent you a great post, Dan.
I hear the pinging.
So it is a beautiful, stunning, amazing piece. But if I got that as a commission, like maybe I thought I was going to hang it up somewhere public, and then maybe I wouldn't. But I feel like it's so subtle that maybe I could.
Wow.
It is great though, right? Like it's
yeah. No. That's something like that.
I don't know if that was okay to show, so you know.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I'm just like that's
You want to send it to Judah for me? I'm not sure if I know his Instagram actually.
Yeah,
send it.
Yes,
Yeah,
I mean, sorry. Hey, can we send you something not safe for work?
Yeah, please.
It's really pretty though. It's worth it. It's fine. You know.
Yeah, it's fine.
To anybody wondering, just go to Daniel Warren Art on Instagram, and you can go ahead and find this.
I think it's in like November or something.
Oh boy.
Yeah, go to Daniel Warren Johnson's Instagram page, and it was posted on November 10th. It's a really nice piece, but
that is a really nice piece.
Right? It's like actually very technically good, but also
he's using his O face.
Wow.
Also, I feel like if I was like, hey, I want a commission of Sue and Namor, and then like it's actually really just a commission of a giant octopus, and Sue and Namor are there.
Just for the folks in the chat, it's a little Namor fucking a gigantic octopus.
With a Fantastic Four suit flying in the air.
I think he would kill you for calling him Little Namor.
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
Adults and their potty humor. It's nothing but potty humor. For anybody who doesn't know, this show has always been bad about everything. It used to be worse with Jen. I made her laugh so hard she spit her tea out mid-show. Yes.
People ask me about. Oh,
you have a book that you're here to promote.
That was a good segue, guys. Great work. Yeah, so Namor really banged Sue on that octopus. Also, by the way, tell me about your book.
I mean, that is a subject I love talking about, so we can circle back.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, put a pin in it.
Yeah.
So Charon 13. I was like ready to talk about it, and now I'm like have to reorganize my thoughts. Yeah, so I got a comic book coming out. I wrote it. It's illustrated by Alessandro Imperio and lettered by Jeremiah Lambert. Also, Dakota in the chat did a little bit of pretty cool work for it that you'll see in the campaign. But yeah, it's a space. Oh no, am I? Oh.
And does
A
anyone
little
on
bit.
octopuses? Any sea creatures involved?
I would say that there's room to perhaps interpret it that way if you have a really good imagination. No, it's a space sci-fi. I call it spy-fi, but it's a space espionage cosmic adventure. It's basically like the Cold War, but in the distant spacefaring future, where the entire galaxy is East and West Berlin, and kind of right in the middle you have Charon 13, who is a interstellar secret agent. But I kind of wanted to, with the my intent was to sort of preserve and amplify the things about like James Bond and like James that I love the most, but sort of like isolate them from all the bullshit about James Bond that sucks. And then I wanted to sort of combine it with like a kind of a Mass Effect feel, but I'm really proud of the story because it's you know, this is a planned 15 issue epic. This is issue number 1, and it's a story I really want to tell. I think you guys are really gonna enjoy it.
Are you a big espionage fan?
I love espionage, and earlier when you were talking about Greg Rucka, I was like, Tree, because that's a big inspiration. I love that.
You cut out exactly when it was the title. What was that?
Queen and Country.
Ooh,
Queen
okay.
and Country, yes.
Yeah, great book. And then one of my favorite movies is Atomic Blonde. And then and I'm a big Mass Effect fan, so I kind of like draw all my influences together here. But I'm not trying to like recreate shit that's already happened. I think it's a pretty unique story, kind of my own spin on these genres.
Certainly sounds like it. I'm into it. Okay.
So you said East West Berlin. Are you going to have a David Hasselhoff type character that's going to be singing when the wall comes down?
Maybe. You're gonna have to back the campaign and see for yourself. So I don't want that would be it. Think about what a huge spoiler that would be if I just came out and said that. But
this is a perk.
Do you have any inspirations for your main character? My
main character? So I kind of wanted him to be like a James Bond but with more of like a conscience, more of like a person. Because James Bond is such a he's a cool character, but he's not a very like human character. No. And I kind of wanted to like preserve those cool things that make us like excited when we see Bond, but I wanted to infuse it with something a little bit more human and a little bit more relatable, a little less sure of himself, but still like cool.
So a little more main dude from Die Hard.
Yeah. You know, that's not. Sorry, Robo just texted me and told me that my mic is really bad. Robo, I lost the cord for my microphone, so this is the best we're gonna get, man. I'll find it some other time. But I wasn't thinking about John McClane when I was writing it, but now that you say it, I would say appealing, endearing in some of the same ways. I hope that's the intent. Yeah.
On your pitch sheet, you had Star Wars meets James Bond, and then I was like, weirdly, I went to, all right, so we got Star Wars, and I was like, I wonder which Star Wars we're talking about that influenced him, because like,
the
espionage sounds more Rogue One.
The Phantom Menace meets James Bond. Like, are you an angel? Are you an angel? Sand. I want it shaken, not stirred. Sorry, that was so stupid.
That was the best quote from the show, and I would wear it on a T-shirt. Get out of here.
Oh no, everyone is shitting on my mic. I'm sorry, guys. If you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to play, there's a trailer on my pre-launch page. If you want to give it a watchy
I
doodle.
got the link in the
Description.
description of the show.
Oh, sweet, thanks. But yeah, so the pre-launch page is up. This goes live Friday. I'm waking up at 5 a.m. my time to launch it, to hit the button, because some guy who does a lot of Kickstarters told me that's the best time to do it. So I'm just gonna like listen to him. It's my first time, but the pre-launch page is up, and if you don't want to like have to think about it, just go to the pre-launch and click like notify on launch, and then you'll get a little bit of a please. but yeah, you can go ahead and hit the notify me on launch on the pre-launch page, and then you'll get a little notification. It's not like one of those Kickstarters where you have to be like a rich guy to be able to get a comic. You can get a physical comic book for $10. I wanted to have like a affordable tier for someone who just wants to get a comic book, but then there's like a mountain of shit for people who want like all the bells and whistles. Got
a mountain of shit. You're good at selling your stuff.
yeah, but like good shit.
Yeah, the good stuff.
Yeah, I got.
Are you going to do the Kickstarter and then option it to Image?
Got a little Charon 13 poker chip. Got trading card.
Tchotchkes. Wait, can you make them full screen? I want to see the tchotchkes.
Oh, tchotchkes. Okay. So I got this Charon 13 trading card. This is a stretch goal, so you got to call your friends. Got to call your friends and family if you want one of these bad boys. I've never seen anyone do this, so I decided to do it. But I have a little Charon 13 poker chip, and on the other side of it is Trouble Studios logo, because that's the imprint I created for this project.
Adorable.
Cool Trouble Studios sticker. Oh, that logo is by Dakota Alexander, by the way. He's in the chat, and he's an unspeakably talented guy that you should definitely follow. So sorry, it's like I go this way, but then it goes that way. Whoa. Dakota Alexander original print for this project, and then this is what I like to call the cinematic variant, and it's actually my favorite one because it looks like a movie billboard.
That's sick.
And then I got I don't have the proofs yet because Alessandro Imperio, my artist, is still finishing up the lines and the colors. But when I got the main cover, I went ahead and got a canvas made. So this is what the main cover looks like.
Nice.
That's so cute. I love that you got a canvas.
That's the new profile photo.
I was gonna say, make that the thumbnail for this video.
And then I got a little crazy. I also got some canvas. These are not available on the campaign unless you hit me up directly and offer me like really not that much money. But
I'll sell out.
This is one of the pages in the comic book. As you can see, Charon 13 has just breached the Amarante space station. The artificial gravity has been activated. And actually, I'm going backwards because of the thing again. So
this layer
has entered the Amarante, hit the artificial gravity, landed on the ground, and then his nano spacesuit comes off to reveal a spiffy Federation Nebula Gala dinner jacket because it's about doing a fancy event. So
Beta Boy wants to know if you were the model of that pic.
No, I wasn't. And people keep asking me that. No, it's just I don't know.
I've never seen interiors on canvas before. That's a really cool idea, and it looks really nice. Very sharp.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, I'll probably get more of them because I'm incredibly vain about this.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder why. You're only making your own comic book.
So this page blew my mind. This is Alessandra. You can see her work. She did a comic book for Caliber called Coors Land, and then she has another book that just came out called The Republic on Kickstarter. They're both really good. But this is supposed to be the Nebula Gala, and you really can't see it from far away, but there's all these guests. It's like there's our guy right there, and then you have all these like interesting and bizarre guests. and it's just a really busy single page splash. And yeah, I'm just really fond of it, so I got it on a canvas as well.
Someone's saying in the chat that if they made their own comic, they would tattoo it on themselves. So yeah.
You know, I have to wait till my parents. I hate to say it, I have to wait till my parents die before I can get any tattoos. That's something they specifically told me. So that's just unfortunately that's just gonna have to wait. You know what I mean? Just kidding.
Oh,
Mom
we
and
can
Dad.
kill your parents if that escalates.
No.
It should not be the thing I say in my first conversation with you. It's nice to meet you.
Jen had left a nice comment when I told you were coming on that she was so proud of people she knows doing cool shit.
Oh, thank you, Jen. Yeah, I was excited to see Jen. I'm sad that she's not here. I guess you guys are gonna have to invite me back. That's just sorry to have to invite myself, but
Jen was
I'm knockoff Jen for the week.
Jen was invited to be part of the show in general, but she was going through some stuff. So she may occasionally pop in and out. She has open invite. So, but she's got a lot going on, and superhero penis tattoo is. Oh, sorry. I saw this in the chat. I was like, wait, what?
Oh, you almost killed me.
I'm sorry. I was just like, wait, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, okay.
Is this trending?
Ooh, what superhero would you get on your privates? I think I would get the Silver Surfer. I honestly, I think he's perfect for that. To be honest. Okay,
so
sorry.
I would get on top Guy Gardner's.
You get on top.
Right above the pelvic area. I just have Guy Gardner's Mo haircut, his Three Stooges haircut, and just above it, and that would be it.
Oh wow!
You'd have to guess what it's from. Some people
Underrated
get their eyebrows done. Hulk penis tattoo. You're gonna get it all green? Feel like there's a lot of pain there.
Let me look at the chat real quick.
I do know someone who tried to get their balls to be tattooed like a HQ ball, and they passed out during it.
So my former she was my one of my hosts on the Dune Over, and she was living me for a little bit. She used to work with Gambit, the tattoo studio, and they dared her to get the Watchmen smiley on her bottom of her foot, and she was like screaming. Apparently, it's a very painful place.
Yeah, I was gonna say that story wasn't bad until the last word. Oh my god!
But then, like, Gambit sat there and tattooed
just held her down.
Saint Killers on his own leg and Lobo on his own leg, while he was just like sitting there doing his own tattoos on his own body. Like,
one of my friends did tattoo her own ass cheek. Just
How?
during the pandemic, was bored. That was my first thing. I was like, I mean, good for you, but how? Showed me that she was like. Her foot was like propped up on the toilet. She like just twisted her whole body. And
nothing here sounds sanitary already. Like, I'm just like, wait, foot, toilet.
This was during lockdowns, so you know everyone's going a little crazy.
Man thing on my man.
All right, guys, it's been nice hanging out with you.
I don't even know what to. Like, I want to switch my tattoo to Craven because I want the pubes to be his vest. Like, what is going on? Invisible Woman. Yes, that's the only choice.
Okay, so we have one person who's actually smart in the chat.
Although, like, now I kind of
want on my thing. Yeah. Oh my god. Wow,
I kind of want that Namor that Namor art tattoo now.
I do like someone trying to segue back into stuff. Like, do we figure out what happened?
Yeah, what happened to Charon 1 through 12?
So there's the United Systems Coalition has a intelligence branch called Trinity Command, also known as TRINCOM, and their most elite, I guess you could call it a unit of operatives, are called the Charon Department. And I don't know exactly how many there are, but there's at least 13. I can guarantee you that. But yeah, you will be meeting other Charon operatives as this series progresses.
This is like totally on subject. How did you pick your artist, or did you know them already, or hand pick them?
No, so that's a good question because at first it was a little bit of a struggle. So my first option was to go onto Twitter and say that I needed an artist, and then a tidal wave. I couldn't even sort through it of DMs. Like I hid from my Twitter. I actually got scared of my own Twitter. I like closed it down. Like
Panic.
I can't sort through this. So I actually found my creative team on Facebook. I just instead of putting out an ad, like what I ended up doing was just scrolling through the I Create Comic Books Facebook group and looking at people's stuff. People are just constantly posting their stuff. And I saw Alessandra's work and I was just like, heart eye emoji. I was like, wow. So yeah, I sent her a DM and she was like, is this a paid gig? And I was like, yeah.
Good for them. Yeah, good for them.
Best first question.
I do love that you got so many responses for a project that you're passionate about, then you're like, that's scary.
Yeah, it was too much.
It's
it was overwhelming. Yeah. And one of the things you gotta that it's hard because you might need one person for something, but you're people interested, and then it's like that's 99 people that I'm saying no to, and that's hard for me. I don't know.
It's very hard.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was very lucky with who I got. Alessandra's awesome, and then Jeremiah Lambert. So he's my letterer, but he's also the designer, and he created the Charon 13 logo that you see on the cover. So it's yeah, he came up with this logo, and then he dressed the cover all nice and pretty and he's been really helping me with the Kickstarter. If you go to the when it launches, you'll see it, but if you go to the campaign page, it's all really nicely organized. I got these big, beautiful graphics that show all of the rewards. It's stuff that I can't do myself because I have literally no skills. So yeah, it's just really lucky to have a team like that come together. And then Dakota, who, let me just say one more time, that's Drums of the Serpent in the chat. And you should definitely check out his Etsy because he does some of the best superhero pinup that I've ever seen.
But I do like that you're I have no skills, coming from the person who's literally writing their own comic book right now.
Well, I mean, I don't have any skills outside of that, I should say. And then I'll find out if I have skills if people like the comic book. Right now, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. But Dakota Alexander, super talented as well. That's a bro. I didn't go looking for him. He's just a bro that I sort of met through the IFLC community. And just happens to be a super talented guy. So, yeah.
I have learned recently a new appreciation for lettering because it is really an art form. And after reading Shannon Mayer's Sirens, I can't remember what the book is. Shannon Mayer has that book Siren something. The lettering in it is so horrendous.
That's one of those things a lot of people don't understand. It's bad.
I think he's actually lettering his own stuff, and it's just so bad.
Have you read What's the Furthest Place from Here?
Yes.
The lettering on that is insane, amazing. It's mind-blowing.
There's a lot of rules to it that I wasn't aware of. There's another YouTube channel that it's called Not Near Mint. Yeah, they had a letterer. They had a letterer on their channel that I was watching, and they were talking there are so many things that we kind of notice about lettering that we can't necessarily articulate. The kind of eye you use is different. If it's in the middle of it, if it's referring to yourself, it's a line. But if it's the beginning of a sentence, it's a line with the crossbars. And these are lettering rules that I was just completely unaware of. So it's kind of interesting.
Richard Starkings will always post stuff. I have a friend who's friends with him on there, and he always will post rules of lettering of what to do, what not to do. And it's always fascinating because you're wow, I never noticed this because it's so normal when I read it that when you see it wrong, it stands out so quickly to you.
Have you ever seen a comic where someone thought they could get away with just typing in their own letters?
Yes. Yes,
I have. Just don't work.
I definitely have, and it's real bad.
It's a shame because the art, you'll see great art, great writing, but then you'll see like someone thought they could save like $15 a page by punching in their own letters. And it's just really, it's sad to me to see like an otherwise good product get like hurt by that.
It's that little like duck or bird with the little beak coming down, just hitting.
I think it's like a big deterrent though for like super indie comics, because say you can draw and you can write, sick dude, but like you can't really self-publish something without it. And like, why would you ever think that it's that involved? Like naturally, especially if I wasn't like an active, huge comic consumer, I would just kind of assume like, all right, yeah, cool, just blah, 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 blah.
Right. Yeah. I don't really fault. I'm proud of anyone who tries to do this because it's hard. Like I thought it was, I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but it's even harder than I thought it was going to be, because it's just like, there's so many considerations, and that's before, like, creative considerations are hard, but fun, you know what I mean? But then even after that, you get to like logistical considerations. And now I'm sitting here like, okay, so if this costs this much to print this many pages, and then how much do I charge for this tier? How much do I charge for that tier? And I'm doing all this shit that I really don't like. Like if I like that stuff, I'd be in another job. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You would learn comics.
Yeah, right. And then the other thing is like coming up with the Kickstarter and then having to promote myself, which, I mean, you know, I was on a YouTube channel, so I kind of like learned how to promote myself, I guess. But it's not like something I love. Like I like talking to you guys and like doing this, but like going out on Twitter and being like, check out my thing, love my thing, give my thing money. Like
it's so pandering like, too. Like there's no way to like not have it be like, like I feel dirty doing this.
Please give me some. Please.
That's exactly how you should do it. That'd be way funnier. Just literally being like, please check out my comic.
So it's gonna be watch Judah get a tattoo on the Silver Surfer on his dick if you hit this stretch goal.
If this comic funds over $6,000, so my goal is $1,500. If I get up to $6,000, I will get the Silver Surfer tattooed on my dick. Promise.
Nobody clip this.
You heard it. You heard it here first, folks.
Then clip this, use it later, post it.
My wife in the other room is like fuck you, Will.
I'm gonna send it to Jen, and Jen's gonna be like, I'm never not posting this every day. Because Jen would be like, I'll do the color. I'll do the coloring. Hold on, I'm painting again. I just did Galactus the other day, but so. By the way, did you guys see her painting of Swamp Thing she did? Yeah. John thought it was a variant cover that she was showing.
On Jen's?
Yeah, on her Instagram. It might have been a story that she posted, but she's painting now, and her Swamp Thing was fucking phenomenal. Like, it literally looked like something you would have seen in the Vertigo covers.
Can I show it?
Yeah. Hold on, let me... So my former co-host, Jen, Comic Books Will Break Your Heart, she painted this. She's back to painting again as a form of therapy.
That is legit.
It's so good. And she just did Galactus that she hasn't shown yet, but she was painting it because she was like, guess what I'm painting? And of course you see the Kirby colors.
Oh yeah, I saw that in like a story or whatever. She did like a little
yeah. And I'm like, God, if it's Galactus doing something fucking dirty.
There was someone in the chat saying, is this normal for the show? First time watcher. This is the second show.
So the old show, this was super normal. So I'm very random. It will always go off the tracks constantly of like randomly talking about stuff. Tessa puts up with it. She was warned by Ryan that it would end up like this. So we barely ever have like guest promoting stuff. So this is kind of new, but Judah already knows the show. So he already knows what he's walking into. And honestly, this is like a hobby thing for me. I don't take it as like a professional thing. I just like to have fun with my friends and talk about shit that we love. So that's kind of what it is. Like, I want people to have fun. I don't want it to be clinical. I don't want to be talking about, if you buy this book, you could send your kid to college. But if you don't sell now,
well, see, that's why you just don't have kids.
Your kid might not go to college. You might be able to buy your wife a new rack. I don't know.
There are 3 stretch goals, Fox. Sorry.
You gotta put in more funny stretch goals.
You should have Jen paint a cover for you.
I would absolutely adore that. Are you kidding me? I would love that.
A super stretch goal.
I spent all my money though, so she's gonna have to take some IOUs. But yeah, there's three stretch goals. One of them is this sticker that, by the way, I'm not a graphic designer. Dakota made the logo, and then Alessandra painted Charon 13 in a spacesuit, and I just used this app called Pixomatic to put it together and add like a flashy light to it, and it came out, I have to say, really good. I'm really happy with this.
You're an artist now.
So there's a sticker stretch goal, but then there's also this trading card that I've already showed you guys, and I tried to make it look like a real like trading
Very
card.
90s Marvel.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Wow, thank you. And then there's also why am I drawing? I'm drawing a big blank, but there's a comic by a friend of mine named Lasse Wennerstrand, and he's Swedish, and it's a really fun comic book. But he kind of gifted it to me to give out as a stretch goal. So if I get $100 over the funding goal, if we get up to $1,600, then everybody who backs gets a free PDF of his comic book, which is hilarious, by the way. It's called Curly the Lonesome Ghost, and it's really good, like crazy good. And then the other, there's another sticker that I haven't shown you. It's a secret sticker, and if we get up to 2,000, everybody gets that sticker, and it's pretty great. But I want it to be a big surprise.
Is this very self-contained, or if it does well, could there like possibly be a sequel?
Sequel? This is
it's part of the Radiant Black universe.
What's in my head is like Star Warsian in scale.
Okay, so a lot to explore in the universe.
Yeah, like so we're at the ground level. We're at the secret agent, espionage, all humans, no aliens, like government versus government level. And my end state is like Lovecraftian existential dread. Like this will change genres at a certain point. So yeah, I got really big plans for this. But right now I just want to get out of the first issue. But I have been, daydreaming about the Charon verse. So I really hope it happens.
How planned out are the next 14 issues? Do you have like plot lines, or are they like dialogued up? Or...
Yep. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and reveal the name of the arcs. So the first arc is called The Price of Each. It's a 5-issue arc. Before the second arc, I have a planned annual that's going to have 3 short stories. Might even mix up the creative teams there a little bit. The second arc is called Death to Spies, and that's another 5-issue arc. And then the the closing arc, I guess the third installment of this trilogy, is called Wild Black Year. And I know that Robo's going to make fun of me for that because it connects to an Air Force thing that we both know about. But it's, the closing arc is going to be called The Wild Black Yonder. So there you go. Yeah.
Like the Wild Blue Yonder?
Like the Wild Blue Yonder, but it's the Wild Black Yonder.
That's cute. I like that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle.
I really... Thank you, Kyle.
Oh, thank you.
Judah has been given emergency powers to release comics. Thank you, James. I don't know who gave me those powers, but I will try to use them only for good.
So, weirdly, like the perks for Kickstarter, I got one that I think was one of the greatest for, I backed Murder Die Senpai, which was a book, and I got a metallic refrigerator magnet. And I don't know why, but I love that I got a refrigerator magnet, and it's so ungodly heavy, unwieldy, and it's foil. Like, it's shiny foil. I was like, why did Valiant never do this?
Kickstarter stuff. This is like a whole box of knickknacks from Kickstarters I've backed. Like this.
Can we roast Bearded for being wrong? Bearded got the quote wrong. With great power, there must come great responsibility.
That's true.
Oh yeah, but this is the guy who fucked with me because I didn't know Mark Russell. Okay.
Yeah. So see, Bearded, you're a fake nerd. Get out of here.
Big Dick Black? Wild Black? What the fuck?
What did I sign up for?
I backed the
Right
Cyber.
now.
Did you see there was a Cyberforce Omni that was on Kickstarter a little while ago?
Yes.
I backed it. I got it, and it's awesome.
There's a Witchblade one also I saw.
Yes, I backed that too. I'm a big Top Cow nerd. I love that.
Early David Finch was amazing, especially on Cyberforce. Back when I was like, oh, it's like Silvestri, but like bastardized. Fake, you think I read Spider-Man?
Think I read Spider-Man?
It's true. I don't expect you to have good taste.
We talk about Paul Dini's One Dark Night, which is one of the most depressing books I've ever read. That is so sad, and I watched him cry on Kevin Smith's podcast.
Paul Dini or no?
Paul Dini, yeah.
Kevin Smith, yeah.
No, well, both of them cried about it, but Paul Dini getting mugged and beaten and hospitalized, and his fears afterward. Like, he did a graphic novel about it, and it's so good and heartbreaking. And then he married Zatanna in real life. His wife is a magician at the Magic Castle. And he patterned his whole Zatanna series on her.
The Magic Castle in California?
Yep. Yeah. His wife also is a voice actress.
There was a sitcom on, I guess it was sort of a sitcom on Netflix called Love. And there's a scene that takes place. That's the only, I didn't know it was real. I thought it was just made up for that show. It's real. I would like to go there.
Paul Dini has a cool wife. I don't know why I find that comment really endearing.
I'm so close to buying that sideshow Zatanna toy, the hot toy of Zatanna. Like, it's $540. I'm so close to like paying on it. Like, I just
you get a first appearance instead.
To answer Be Gay, Do Comics, there is a theme song, and it's in the trailer. I commissioned it. It's by Matthew Shillelagh. Oh, sorry. Derailed. Yeah, there is a theme song, and it's in the trailer for the comic that you can see on the Kickstarter page. You'll be able to see it on Friday. I could also send it for them. But yeah, it's a whole theme song. Pretty dope. I really like it. That's also one of the digital rewards. You can get an MP3 of the theme song. But Polly, I'm not adding lyrics.
Every time you promote it, just sing something different to it.
Car 13.
Ends up being like one of those sitcom theme songs.
Where everyone's
just telling the whole story.
Name.
When you're in space and you're a spy.
The milkman, the paperboy, car on TV.
What time does it go live? Eastern and Western time?
It's going to be 5 a.m. Get this, Mountain Time on Friday. Mountain Time. So Central is going to be 6 a.m. Eastern is going to be 7 a.m. And then California time is going to be 4 a.m. And then Hawaii is going to be 3 a.m.
Well, because it matters more like what time it ends, right? Is that a thing?
Oh, when it ends, it's going to be Tuesday, the 4th of April, and it's going to be at 10 p.m. Mountain Time, so midnight on the East Coast.
That's what matters more.
I wanted to count down to mid coast, so yeah, it'll be.
It's mountain time. There are mountains. They have time in the mountains.
So between New York and Los Angeles, there's actually all these other states. It's weird, right?
That doesn't make sense now, right?
There's that Texas place.
Whatever.
And what's weird is they all have like these very square shapes. Like you look at like the coast, and it's like these nice squiggly, natural looking states. And then you get into the middle of the country, and it's like, here's a rectangle, here's a rectangle. It looks like someone played Tetris in the middle of the country. But yeah, Mountain Time is one of those time zones.
Hell yeah, Judah said my state has a nice shape.
It's
very shapely.
Where are you
I
two
live in
from?
Pennsylvania. Can you please rate my state shape?
That's a good state shape. I was born in Virginia, so we almost have like mirroring state shapes, kind of.
That's true. Yeah, I have been to Virginia many a time. I'm glad you like my state shape. I'm glad we can have this moment together. Thank you.
Are you
And
are
I'm
you
in
are you from
Florida,
the
the armpit.
Do you claim DC? Are you in one of those areas where people claim DC? Because I do sometimes. No.
European time?
Does European only have one time?
No, I think they have different times.
I was gonna say I would have
don't-
assumed they had multiple, but also I don't know. I'm a dirty American who only thinks about dirty American times.
They have time there? What?
Yeah, what? Used to be.
Why don't you go metric system yourself to
What,
the metric system?
what about Endor time?
Mm.
Yub.
Oh wait, I'm not using my Ender mug. I have my I don't know how to pronounce this one. Octo mug.
Holy shit.
Sorry.
You do like big mugs and you can't lie.
Yeah, I have,
Dan,
I
you're on
have matching ones for this one.
You're on the West Coast, right?
Nope, I'm in Florida.
You're in Florida. Oh wow.
Yes.
Sorry
Is it
about
like they say?
I'm so sorry for laughing so loud directly in the mic. I wasn't ready for that.
So, like, before we started, a rocket went off because I live right by Cape Canaveral and my house started shaking and my cat hid under the table for about 2 hours.
Oh wow. That's cool though, near Cape Canaveral.
It's one of those weird states where, like, it's a lot of shirtless, shoeless people walking around and then a lot of, like, old crazy Republicans, a bunch of racists named Mike, and it's a strange state. I believe Jen said it's like living in the devil's mouth.
Wow.
Because it's just always humid and wet.
So I'm in El Paso right now. I'm stationed here.
Oh.
I'm active duty Air Force. It's also a part of the devil's anatomy, I would say.
It's the devil's butthole.
Yeah.
Oh wait. No, I don't think is El Paso. That's closest southwest by Mexico, right? Or no?
Yeah. So El Paso and Juarez, if you look at them on a map, it looks like one city. There's a border that runs between them, separating them into two different cities, which is kind of dope. Like, honestly, out of all the things about El Paso that I don't like the desert and the drivers,
Nobody likes the drivers, and I see it.
Yeah, really bad drivers.
Yeah, it's kind of like Ohio. Wait, Greg, can you tell us about
I
that?
don't know.
Bearded's from Ohio, so like constantly mess with him.
You don't have to mess with him. He's already from Ohio. It's bad enough.
They call El Paso the Honolulu of Texas. Yeah, it is. It's like the beach. Imagine a beautiful beach with no water.
South Dakota's the devil's anus.
That's one cold anus. Come here, boy. Come here. Come here.
I'm sorry. How do you pronounce the name of your comic?
Charon. Like, you just left the car on.
But not Karen.
Because someone was going, Charon, my wayward son, in the chat.
Charon, my wayward son. That's funny. That should be.
Yeah, that's really good.
I got to work that into my marketing. Thank you.
Yeah, that was Silver Knight Kyle. Good work there. Thank you for that one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you. Yeah, Charon.
This is
I used to call it Charon, but then I looked it up. Are you going to El Paso Comic-Con to promote Charon 13? Yes, I will.
Are you going to any other Comic-Cons? Give us your con schedule if you have one.
I don't have a con schedule.
Your con schedule is El Paso Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but,
local's the con.
So maybe for issue 2, I'll do 2 cons. Maybe issue 3, I'll do 3 cons. Work my way up. Yeah. I don't want to bite off more cons than I can chew right out the gate.
But that's the spirit of con season. It's doing too much at one time.
That's a good point. Yeah. Honestly, that whole experience, I know it's necessary to promote your work, and I know a lot of people do it. It sounds incredibly stressful to me. Because I'm thinking if I'm going to a con to work, first I had to pay out the ass for a table, and then the day of, I have to show up really early and have like my wife help me haul a bunch of shit in and set it down.
I mean, local
And then I
Comic
gotta-
Cons aren't too bad for table prices, at least.
Yeah, I looked into El Paso. It's like $250 for a table, which is kind of expensive in my opinion. Like to
Yeah,
me,
the one near me is like, it was $40 pre-pandemic. I think post-pandemic it's 60, or post-lockdowns and stuff.
Really,
Yeah, but it's.
I might have-
local con.
I might have looked too late. I think the cheaper tables sold out. I think that's what happened. Yeah. But you know, it's something like right now. I just want to run a good Kickstarter and fund the comic and have people read it. Like the thing as far as like making money on it, I just want to make enough to make the next issue. That's really all I care about.
That's a good mentality.
I just want
to speak for itself.
Yeah, just want to tell the story. You know, like just want people to read it. I would give it out for free if I could afford to, but I can't.
If making comics didn't cost a bunch of money, yeah. It's almost like it's a very hard niche to be in.
Yeah.
Jen and I interviewed Carla Nappi, who did Duplicant, and she talked about like the hard lessons learned from doing Kickstarter. She's like, the first one was learning all the tricks. The second one was like trying to do better, and then the third was actually doing it right.
I'm gonna circle to Bearded real quick and say at least my state has good pizza. It's not like
Pennsylvania pizza? Is Pennsylvania known for pizza?
Pennsylvania is great pizza. It's the
Really?
best pizza state I've been in, yeah. And I go to New York a lot.
I lived in Long Island and like I had the best Sicilian pie. For 14 years, and I moved to Florida where everybody's like, hey, it's New York style, and it's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, anyone who needs pizza recommendations in Pennsylvania or even like New Jersey, New York, I got you. But PA specifically, I'm a little bit of a pizza hound. Yeah, PA, I can give you like a list anywhere you're at.
You try being independently wealthy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you really should have thought of that one, huh?
That's actually now that you mention it, a really good idea.
Yeah.
Huh. Damn.
What's you just drink?
Water.
This is water. It's water. And over here I have jasmine tea. Nothing is bad.
And she almost spit out and choked on water earlier. Oh no, here we go. I live in Jersey. Pizza rocks.
I go to New Jersey a lot. I wouldn't say a lot rocks about New Jersey.
There are some nice parts.
There are, yeah, but I live one of my shops actually. Hey, since you're in New Jersey, one of my shops is like right across the bridge, the Palm Park Mall.
My dad's side of the family, extended family, are all New Jersey people. So my aunt has a house in Long Beach Island, and my dad grew up in Brooklyn. So like
It's where my mom grew up.
Yeah, like we just have a lot of family scattered across like the tri-state area. Some of them still live in New York. Most of them live in Jersey now. But I like you can't get bad. You can get bad. It's a little harder to find bad pizza in that general area.
Go away, Bearded. This is why no one knows. This isn't Will's show, all right?
Apparently, people from Chicago think their pizza is the best, and I'm like, is it even pizza?
That's okay. At least Dan isn't funny, so I'm usually pretty safe. See, I made myself laugh. That's what's important.
I'm offended.
Anyway, thanks for having me on your show. That's really nice of you.
Wood-fired pizza is good. I will say, like, I have had that. Chicago's pizza lasagna. You're right. Fuck Chicago pizza.
It is pizza lasagna. That's an accurate statement.
I've never had lasagna, so I don't really know how to clear that.
What's that crispy shit they like in California? That like California Pizza Kitchen style? It's basically like a fucking cracker with cheese on it.
For crackers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not pizza.
Stone fired or whatever.
Nathan, it would be cool to eat pizza in zero gravity. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I can't argue with that.
It's just casserole.
Yeah, are you giving us any cool space food?
He's given spoilers because the fourth 5-issue arc is called Zero Gravity Pizza, and like, just kidding. But it would be good.
That would be a great April Fool's like issue in between like 2 series or whatever that ends up happening.
Ooh, Boozebot. Dakota's talking about Boozebot. That's one of the surprises in issue 1 that I'm not going to tell anybody about. But there is something called Boozebot, and I think people are going to like it.
I'm intrigued.
In California,
booze
we
and a
call it
bot.
Well, so I'm not going to give away too much, but there's a little extra story in the comic book that people are just going to see when they get it. But it's a spin-off off of something you see in the background in the main story.
I love that. Oh man, I'm so into
we're
like
gonna
little
get
side
we're gonna get
stories
the
about
one-shot Boozebot issue.
Boozebot's
So
fun.
there, so that kind of page I showed you of the gala, there's a lot of
Yeah.
characters in that, and not all of them are important to the main story. But I kind of want. You ever read the Star Wars, like I guess now they're called Legends, but those Tales from Jabba's Palace
Yes.
and Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina by Kevin J. Anderson? I
Yes.
want to create a world where there's a scene with a bunch of characters, and maybe down the road you find out why they were there in that moment, and that I want to flesh it out like that.
I'm so into that.
Long
I'm
term.
so into that.
That's
a lot to keep track of. That's a lot of work.
Tales from the Bounty Hunters. They had 2 of my jabroni bounty hunters in it, Forlom and Zuckus.
Ooh, yeah, I love those guys.
They're 2 of like the lamest bounty hunters, but for some reason I like them because they're so weird looking. It's like this robot with this like hunchback guy with a big air tank on him.
I'm actually an IG-88 stan. I think he's the best bounty hunter.
I love seeing him in the Mandalorian.
Was that him, or was it just the same model? I don't know.
Probably same model.
Same model, yeah. But yeah, that was cool. Polly is making fun of me because I like Mara Jade, who's a character from Legends, and apparently nobody else does.
Mara Jade's awesome.
Thank you.
Someone
next
in the
issue.
chat was saying we should get a crossover with Money Shot. Circling back to Vault.
If Tim Seeley wants to call me up, we can have that conversation.
Tim Seeley does Kickstarters. We can make this happen.
Oh yeah,
I gotta check out that new book by him, Local Man. That just
apparently
came
it's
out.
really good.
So I haven't read that. On my last week of polls, I got this book because the cover was shiny, but apparently Tim Seeley's involved. Did you guys get that?
Yeah, Local Man. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. We wanted to check out.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah, I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, you need to get a shiny cover for your book then, if that's how you feel. I picked this up because it was shiny.
You're reading my mind. I would love a shiny cover. Robo, one of my best friends, I think he's still in the chat. He will buy anything that's shiny. So I need to get on that.
That David Nakayama Scarlet Witch cover that just came out on Anti-Hero Gallery looks awesome.
Kyle. You really didn't like the G.I. Joe Devil's Due series?
Those were okay. Like, I remember the J. Scott Campbell covers more than anything.
Yeah, I like trash a little bit. Like, I hate to just kind of like
that's fine with
admit
movies.
that.
If it's a bad movie, like I'm still down for it. That can be a good time.
Oh yeah, it's great because there's really obligation on the viewer to like you basically get to like, now I'm just in like sensory mode with like certain things, you know. But I'm that way with comics too, and that's why like I really hate to admit it to people because I feel like I lose a lot of respect, but I really like 90s trash, like early Image shit, with excessive pouches and like ridiculous muscles and stuff.
So you're a Liefeld fan?
I wouldn't say I'm a Liefeld
time.
I wouldn't say I'm a Liefeld fan, but I wouldn't say I'm like
appreciation.
I can enjoy a Liefeld comic. Yeah, I can enjoy it.
So one of my best friends used to work for him for Extreme Studios. So I have a page of it sitting in my studio here from Blood Strike that he did.
Nice.
Yeah, like it's one of the few pages of art I have, and like I look at it and I just start laughing. But go ahead.
There's some Liefeld gems floating around the internet. Everyone's seen Refrigerator Cap. Thick boy Captain America.
Yeah. Cap with 3 C's.
3 is an understatement.
What would you say is your Liefeld tell? Like, how do you look at an image and immediately tell that it's Rob Liefeld?
Because it looks like every other thing he's ever done.
To me, there's a facial quality. It's like a gerbil-like facial quality.
He's doing his best. John Floyd Myers, I feel like, does a bit of the Liefeld face, actually.
A little bit, yeah.
So I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was a cover he did like 2018-ish where I think it was a variant for like X-Men Red or something like that, but he drew Beast and he just copy and pasted his feet. So it was just like 2 left feet or 2 right feet, whatever. I'll try and find it. I don't know. Also got 10% battery, so we'll see.
Well, what's hysterical is like for a while, mid 2000s, he was calling out other people's ghost artists.
Champions.
Like Ed Bennis, he was calling out his ghost artists like Jim Lee, because I mean everybody knew Philip Tan was doing a shitload of Jim Lee's work for a good amount of time, and like he was calling it out, and like everybody started.
Who was doing his work?
Jim Lee had Philip Tan ghosting for him for a long time, and Ed Bennis had other people ghosting for him on Justice League for quite a bit, and Rob was just like spilling every bit of tea on the internet about it.
Rob is in a glass, like 15-story mansion, like chucking stones at every wall in sight.
All right. Can you make me full screen so I can show you guys this Liefeld Champions cover? All right, so I did a variant for Champions. So like, oh, my phone is disgusting. Sorry, but Beast in the corner here. Zoom in real good. You can see his feet.
Oh,
he can never be a dancer now.
I'm a real boy. I need some feet.
I could have ballroom dance, but I got 2 left feet.
Hey, Beast can do
That's adorable.
Damn it. First, I was with Wonder Man, and he had that cool Christmas outfit, and then John Byrne took over from George Perez, and they took all the fun and color away.
Oh. He was shitting on Hickman X-Men. He was like, nobody likes this. It's like, dude.
Yeah. So, like, and then he was like, he stole this from another thing, and God.
Nobody likes Major X. Get over it.
You understand, someone took his first appearance from me, and that's why it's not so popular.
I did a review of Major X, and like my former co-host Gambit's like, why are you talking about it? You hate it. Like,
did
I was
you
like,
finish
I know.
it?
I'm yes, I did. I read the whole fucking thing. So, like, obviously he watched Mission Impossible before the first issue, because there was 7 pages of just fucking riding a motorcycle. And I'm just like, oh my God, he's doing Tom Cruise. Holy shit. And like, because he kept talking about Mission Impossible nonstop before that book came out. And then there's Major X riding a motorcycle in the future for 7 fucking pages. And it was just like panel. Is like, I know. Let's have Cable fuck Storm and have a baby.
Was it Liefeld who did the Mission Impossible book that got recalled because Tom Cruise was like, you made me look too feminine and had to fix it?
Yes. I was just reading about that too. That's so funny.
And Battlestar Galactica, I think he was part of his Awesome Comics or one of them.
Doesn't it inspire you though? Like, isn't it inspirational to see someone who literally can't draw reach the highest tiers? Like, you could do anything.
So that's the thing, right?
We could do anything in life. You know what I mean? Like, it gives me hope.
So as gorgeous as someone like Alex Ross or Felipe Masafera or like any of these people are, like, nobody inspires people to draw as much as Rob Liefeld has done. I don't think anyone in comics has ever inspired as many people to draw, except maybe if you're going back very far to like Jack Kirby or something.
That's fair. And that's
Art Adams.
Like, I could see why.
Most artists of that generation will always go to Art Adams, the king of I can't make a fucking deadline. I love Art Adams' work, but like, good God, he couldn't make a deadline to save his life. And, you know, like, I was like, everybody wanted to be him, and I was like, but look at Bill Sienkiewicz over there and this magic he's making constantly.
Well, that's much harder to be. I would love to also be Bill Sienkiewicz, but God, he's one of the people with the largest range.
Dakota and Polly are so mad at me right now. They hate Rob Liefeld.
Most people do. So, in like the most respectful way possible, because I don't dislike their work, why is Art Adams so appealing?
He had a very animated like style to him. Like everything was super energized that he did, the poses and in action. And all like Rob Liefeld and all these people saw his art and they were like, holy shit, this is what I want. Like
it's
the
good.
same way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't dislike the work. There's like such a cult following to it. I working at a shop. I can't tell you how many people have.
Oh yeah, his classic X-Men #1 cover is fucking phenomenal.
Just so many people tell me that like he's like their favorite, one of their best like all time or whatever, and like, well, yeah, I don't think it's bad. Like just so many people hold him to such a high caliber that like, I don't know, I'm just interested in it, I guess.
Well, I remember Mark Brooks came out against all the cliffhanger guys in one episode, one tweet where he's like, you guys are celebrating Joe Madeira. He goes, this guy fucked up the industry because him and these other cliffhanger guys, except for Humberto Ramos, couldn't get their books out. He's like, they basically ruined an entire line of comics. And I was like,
enjoy Humberto Ramos.
You say you can't enjoy him?
I can't enjoy him because the way he draws mouths, like they're like these very, very basic, weird mouths that just all look like they're the same, but don't look like mouths. I just can't.
I have a similar thing with Ryan Ottley, where I feel like Ryan Otley's just like, I need to draw every single tooth in this mouth, and like it goes like so hard. Where like anytime mouth's open, it's like, wow, that's a lot of teeth. That's only more teeth that I need to see right now, my guy.
Bachalo's the guy I have like a
swoon.
I love his work because it's so unique. Like you see his work, you immediately know. I have his cover for X-Men of Magic tattooed on my thigh.
How many comic tattoos do you have?
Way too many. They're either horror, literary, or comic books on me. Gambit's done like 3/4 of my work.
So now soon you'll get to that level, Judah.
One day.
Yeah.
I was so I have the GI. I get out of the military, I can like use it to go to school or something. And I have no drawing talent whatsoever, but I was looking at the what's it called? The Kubert School. You don't have to know how to draw to go. They teach you.
Yeah, it's great.
So I don't know. I might just use my GI Bill to go to the Kubert School and learn to draw.
What else are you gonna use it on? Do it.
Well, like accounting or some shit. Come on.
Get out of here.
Become an inker. They're just tracers.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good job. It's a cool job. So I don't know.
You can learn how to letter there. I assume they'll teach lettering.
I can go to networking or IT, or I can go to the Kubert School.
Yeah, I mean, like it just seems like I'm not going to dread school if the subject is comics, even if it's like shit that I can't do yet. You know what I mean?
Go to Scott Snyder's writing school. Everybody gets a job.
Does he really have a writing school?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he teaches writing classes, and every one of his students has gotten a job with DC. Marguerite Bennett was one of them. James Tynion, Kyle Higgins.
These are great writers.
They all went to his writing school and got jobs with DC almost immediately.
I mean, Kyle Higgins, I assume, had a DC job before that class, because... Really?
Nope.
When did that class start?
He's been doing it since American Vampire.
When did that start? Like 2010?
Before he got Detective, he had been doing it, and then like after he got Detective, like more people started going.
Oh, Kyle Higgins did the New 52 Nightwing run, and that started in 2011.
But he did Gates of Gotham before that.
Speaking of speaking of Kyle Higgins, he didn't write these, but I'm real into this shit.
Ooh, all right, spicing up that's our earlier conversation.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the rating series. Yours, I brought up my polls just because I thought maybe like it would be like
Absolutely,
relevant.
I'm so interested.
Yeah.
I'll go through real. This is from last week. So Inferno Girl, Radiant Pink. Of course, like
Spawn.
I can't help myself. And then of course, this is actually good though. Like seriously,
Sean Lewis writing the one book has been really good. Love Sick's been good.
So good.
She's eating
and
cookies
so,
like, yeah.
It's so good.
Art.
It's so fun.
Such good art. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is really good too. I really recommend it. Fun
Mark
book.
Russell.
And it's Mike Allred too, right? Yeah.
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 I assume Laura Allred too.
I didn't get that.
Yeah,
I got the
they
Joshua
always
Williamson
work together.
Superman book.
I mean,
One of the
how
best
could I
saga
not?
covers.
Yes.
This is a great cover, and the post, like the second run, I guess you could call it, since issue like 51, or 52, it's really starting to pick up. Like, I'm still hooked on this. I know it's like 2014 shit or whatever, but I'm still like all in on it. This is so
Been good.
good.
It's been really good. That one issue with him dealing with PTSD was fucking crazy because I was not expecting that.
It almost made me weep. Like, it's really powerful.
Yeah,
Stuff
like
with his stuff with this imprint, I think is better than any shit he ever wrote for DC.
his Flash run was really good.
I'm really
Didn't
into
get
this
that.
Punisher run as well.
The Punisher
And
run
then,
has been good. Didn't get that.
It's like the one Valiant book that came out this month. they're on their death throes, but they're still making good comics.
I'm really excited for
and
Exo Manowar by Michael Conrad and Becky Cloonan.
Oh my god, it looks so good.
Right?
And Becky Cloonan's writing it. Ah,
I know.
can't wait. I'm
There's
so
also
excited.
a stunning cover by is it John Jiang? Someone's doing a cover that I love, so I'm very excited too. Everything about it, straight wins.
So
Sold.
Cole must be talking about chaos in
He-
comics because he's always bitching about Saga.
So I
I
think
think
if their
that-
first arc takes a while to get up and running, it's fine. They were out for a while. Whatever. Let them go.
Yeah, it took it's a slow start back into Saga, but it's really starting to pick up. And even the slower issues are still very like moving and like they're in line with the series. And then of course Local Man, I got that, which I didn't even remember the title when you guys were talking about it. But
Ooh, shiny.
I was just like, ooh, shiny, and Tim Seeley. What? How could you lose?
Oh, Liam Sharp's doing the art in
So
XO.
we were discussing
Ooh.
earlier our feelings on Radiant Radiant Black versus Invincible. Have you read Invincible?
Yes, I'm a big fan. I was sitting here seething with rage while you two were besmirching the good name of Robert Kirkman. I'm a huge fan of Walking Dead. I think it's phenomenal.
I like Walking Dead. I like
to
Walking Dead more than the average person.
But there's slow burn in it where like nothing happens.
Walking
for
Dead is
issues,
better
and
in
all of a
trade
sudden
than
it
issue.
just like
The show sucks. I fucking hate the show, but
Yeah.
I
All
love
of
that
it?
comic book.
I like some of it.
I liked it in the beginning, but it just fell off.
once
I liked
Shane
the
was
first
gone,
two
it
seasons,
sucked.
and then I liked like season 5 was weirdly amazing.
You can't help him, Rick.
I didn't get there. I didn't
I
make it
did
that far.
since it was ending, I was like, dang, I want to like watch it all, like just because I feel like this is such like a big legacy moment in comics or whatever, and I also like happen to be sick. I was like, I'm gonna watch all of Walking Dead.
Ooh, that's an awesome get.
And it was
Liam
like
Sharp.
So does it get better? Because there's a slump after what's his name dies. There's a slump. In
seasons 5 and 6 are like my favorite.
Really?
Yeah. But when it ends, it kind of ends like, all right, cool. We know there's like 6 spin-offs happening, so it's kind of like it didn't even feel like a season end. Like it's a little.
Oh,
disappointing.
Fear the Walking Dead. Like I hate every one of these fucking people on this show. Like I want them all to die.
I only watched, I think, like the first 2 seasons, but the first like few episodes were slow. But after that, I thought Fear the Walking Dead was better than The Walking Dead. Like,
Do you like Firepower?
me?
I haven't read it.
I love Chris Samney. I haven't checked it out that intensely. I would like to. I have read most modern things by Robert Kirkman. I've read all of Invincible. I've read all of Walking Dead. I've read all of Outcast, Oblivion Song, Firepower. I just need to get into. But I do. Fire Guy Ryan is anti-Kirkman. Kirkman usually.
I see that.
Kirkman and Tom King usually write for trades, and I think that it is worse if you're reading it in single issues. Robert Kirkman, especially The Walking Dead, goes like it ebbs and flows. So like sometimes things are like really slow, and then stuff happens, and like that's really good when you're reading in trade because that's how life goes. Like obviously not every day is you're battling, but if you're going by issues and that's 6 months, nothing happens. That's
I think that's a fair point because I didn't read The Walking Dead in single issues. I didn't read Invincible or Firepower in single issues. I did trades for all three of those. So like there are those like development issues that kind of like are slower, but I was able to appreciate them because I knew I had like a whole but I could see how month to month like a new month happens and you get like a book where like nothing happens.
And you have a hiatus of like 4 months or something in between arcs, like especially with with Walking Dead, it's specifically more so like the ebbs and flows of like the pacing. But for Invincible, it's bringing back characters that would have been like 5 years ago. If I was reading that issue to issue, I'd be like, "Who is this? What's happening?" Like,
who the fuck is that? Yeah, I burned through
Human Target is my favorite book. I think it's gonna be my favorite book when it's over.
Plus, they use ice in it, which makes me happy, and fire.
Yeah, and you got Booster Gold. You got everything.
Yeah.
What do you want in a book? Carmen Infantino created characters. God, Greg Smallwood. Oh my God.
There's a book that came out for Image a couple of years ago that like fell under the radar that I love. Wayward. It was Japanese mythology. It was like Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets a manga. And I fell in love with the characters, and there was so much interesting stuff. And Steve Cummings' art was amazing. Jim Zub did the writing. Tamara Bonvillain did the colors.
She's one of my favorite colorists.
I really liked it, and just it never caught on. And it was one of those ones that like I hated. There was another one that Jim Zub wrote too, 5 Weapons, that I really liked. But it and Deadly Class came out about the same time. They were both about assassin schools, and Deadly Class.
Deadly Class was my first comics.
Way better. No, like Deadly Class has so many layers to it that just make it such a better book.
Now that it's finally over, I'm gonna binge it all.
Yeah, the TV series is good. So Judah, thank you so much for coming on. We're almost 2.5 hours in, so like,
where did the time go? This is a lot of fun.
Really this
fun
was
talking to you.
Talking about stuff we love is always fun. And again, if you want to come on talk comics sometime, we're doing this once a month. Let us know how your Kickstarter went. And honestly, like after it's done, love to hear tips you learned, because I think it's a good learning lesson for people, because there's probably a lot of people out there who have ideas that they would love to get out there into the public. And it's a lot to do, like figuring out your budget and everything else. And you have to have those stretch goals.
Yeah, I'm actually taking notes, building kind of like I guess what I would call a continuity book. So I'll be happy to share that with anybody. It's just like little lessons of like, what are the steps? How did I do it? What did happen? What went wrong? You know, so like I'll just like share that shit on socials when I'm done with this first issue, just to help anyone else out who's trying to do this. But it's really, really nice meeting you, Tessa. Good talking to you, Dan. I think this is our first time face-to-face talking.
Yes, it is.
A lot of social media talking, but this is our first time talking to each other. But I've watched you a lot on stream before, so it's nice to meet you, I guess, in person, sort of.
Virtually in person.
We do monthly shows, but we don't start planning until about 20, 30 hours beforehand. So
perfect. I like this kind of show. I like just people nerding out and like super free flow. Like it's really fun. The only last thing I want to say is if people in the chat, it'd be super helpful if you honestly, it wouldn't even be helpful. It would just make me feel better. If you guys are interested in backing this project, which no pressure, hit the notification on the launch page, because then it'll just like blast it out to you when it's live. And you know, even if you could just spend $5
on Friday.
Say what?
Tag Tessa and I on Friday so we can
Yeah,
at
I'll
least
share you.
retweet or repost.
Yeah, definitely will do. But anyway, I just
Also,
I
yes,
hope
pressure.
everyone-
Everybody go. I'll be your. Hold on. Yeah, I'll be your promoter. It's fine. Everybody go check this out. First off, you're helping a member of the community, and that's what it's all about. And then we all get to read a comic. We can all have like a book club together. Come on, you want to do this? Like, come on.
Thank you. Thanks everybody.
I'll be
Cool.
your mega
Yeah.
Thank you for
I
coming
appreciate that,
on.
thank you.
I'm sure you're hungry and want to get your stuff done. I'm sure you got some Tex-Mex in El Paso.
Oh yeah, that's
Sand?
one of
What
the
do you guys eat?
high points. Sand and tacos. So
Oh, okay. I like
I hate sand. It's
it's
everywhere.
so coarse.
Yeah. Sand, shaken, not stirred. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Nice meeting you.
Bye.
Nice meeting you. Bye.
So I have one bit of information before we sign off that I find interesting. My Hero Academia, I saw this number, 85 million copies sold across 37 volumes, over 2 million copies per volume, making it the best-selling superhero comic of all time in collected trade format.
That's not
So
even that count.
It started a conversation of like, is possibly manga format the next level of putting out comics?
It's much more popular, but it's much more trendy right now.
It's also like, I don't know if people have like seen the issues with people, some of the people in the artists in Japan who have like crippled themselves doing these weekly. Their health problems are horrible. Some of them, the series never ended because they were so crippled by arthritis and other issues. But I found that the number is interesting. Like 85 million is
That's also like a pretty
insane.
newer book, all things considering. Like,
yeah, or at least new in the US. But like, it's kind of shocking. And like, I had people in the comic book community who make comics who were like, holy shit, like we thought Walking Dead was like crazy with how much that sold in trades, and now we have this monster that every kid's into because the anime, where anime ends up being the gateway drug for a lot of this stuff.
the wave. Yeah, could you just repeat the statistic, the word block that you just said, so Ryan can hear that?
Oh, okay. Yes. Let me get back to it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, My Hero Academia has sold 85 million copies in circulation worldwide across 37 volumes, over 2 million copies per volume, which would make My Hero Academia the best-selling superhero comic of all time in the collected trade format.
As someone who runs a comic shop, we have a pretty extensive library of like our comics, like trades and stuff. And then we have a much smaller collection of manga. I cannot keep the manga stocked.
Also crazy when you figure in how pirated manga is.
Oh my god, yeah.
That those
And
sales
also,
are
they
still
have
that high.
Very good like digital apps or whatever. It's like $2 a month to like access an entire library or whatever.
Yeah. Thank you for
Good
joining
night.
us.
Have a
Appreciate
good
it. Good night. I know the show's going way long, but
I am into some mangas. And I was kind of like confused because the one I'm really into right now is called Comey Can't Communicate. And I'm on volume like 22 or something like that, which is insane. And then I realized it started in 2016. It's on 22 volumes. I was like, what the like what? This is so much. And it's like just one person, and like sometimes I have like some editors who help them like do some backgrounds or something in some of these books. Like, what?
Carlito's not here to talk about Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan's overrated. Next question.
So like One Piece is one of the most ridiculous mangas. Like,
that's wild. Yeah,
it's
one
never
of the
ending.
Comic girls I do shows with, Brandy, her husband Nate has all of the mangas, is watching all the shows. There's multiple movies. Like, wild. I'm not even interested. Like, it's too much.
Yeah, it's too much. Like Naruto, I thought was too much for me when I got into it, and I somehow powered through it because I caught up to what was going on in America. I was like, I'm gonna start getting the fan translations weekly, and I was just like, why am I doing this? And I was doing that with Bleach. I was like, Ranma 1/2. It was like my gateway drug into manga. it's insane. Like, and now there's like Naruto the Kids called Boruto. I just
Someone told me
haven't
that,
gotten involved.
and I thought that they were joking. I thought someone was like pranking me, and I was like, no, someone got paid, and that was their creative idea. This is what they did.
It's Muppet Babies, but with like ninja kids.
I haven't consumed any of the content. That is my only knowledge for it, and since that's my only knowledge for it, I get to be like, wow, all right, okay.
Jen did One Piece role plays?
No, not your Jen. They were talking about an ASMR artist.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I was like,
I would love to make ASMR. That sounds so fun.
So you could do like ASMR, but read Booster and Blue Beetle.
Swoon, man.
My
All the time
favorite
tapping on comic
bromance.
words. I have Funko Pops of both of them on my desk at work. They're the boyfriends.
I came very close to like tearing up when Booster got when Blue
Talking
Beetle
about
got
Injustice?
killed. No, when Blue Beetle got killed in Identity.
Infinite Crisis?
Yes, Infinite Crisis. It was after Identity
It's
Crisis.
fine, they got a new one then.
Yeah, there's so many crises. There's crises everywhere.
Yeah,
You get a crisis. You get a crisis.
My goal this year is to read all the Crisis stuff because I've read like none of it. So I'm gonna read like all of them, hopefully.
The Grant Morris ones were like Grant Morrison's like where it goes crazy.
Wow, that's such a surprising sentence.
No, like even like I read Grant Morrison, I was like, I don't know what is going on. Like this is too much for me.
Yeah, I'm trying to like very thoughtfully consume them because I want to make like a video on each one. But God, it's so much to do that with. So, I got there.
All right, we're way over what we
it's only
normally plan
2.5
on doing.
hours.
But honestly, this was a quick moving episode because we had a lot to talk about and we had a lot of sex talk and penis tattoos.
Yeah, I mean, next time we can just rank the best heroes to sleep with and all that, you know.
Oh, that's totally a Jen episode because she'll
Flash
have
is
Swamp
number
Thing
one.
She'll have Swamp Thing number 1.
Flash vibrates.
But she'll probably say Swamp Thing makes hallucinogenic, so you start seeing stuff in like Daredevil sonar. that happened.
All right.
He grew a fruit. Abby ate it, and next thing you know, they're showing like outlines of their bodies, and like she's seeing everything. Yeah. Flash does vibrate. He vibrate right through you.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I was gonna say this is a great ending, guys.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you can subscribe to Tessa's channel. I got the link below.
I usually don't talk about this in my videos, so if you want to talk about not penis tattoos and I do talk
and
about
her Instagram link and go check out Jen's paintings.
Check out all of Judah's stuff.
Go support Judah Friday at 5 a.m.
Click on the thing to get notified. Just do that so you don't even have to
yeah.
Just go there, just click the thing. Let machines do the work for you.
Yeah, definitely do that. And
wow,
if you happen to find a Silver Surfer number 4 for a good price,
yeah, let me know.
Go ahead and link it to Tessa. She will take one without a cover just to say she has it.
100% fill in the run. If anyone's gonna be at Emerald City Comic Con, say hi to me. Let me know.
I gotta get my Morbius on that because he's always good at digging in New York City.
Me too.
Yeah.
I just don't want to pay money.
Here, I have this shiny bauble. Let me spin it. The book is mine. The book is mine.
Anyway.
Yeah, and we're doing the movies of Robert Rodriguez for the next movie show. Ryan has already said he will not be part of it.
What are the Robert Rodriguez movies?
From Dusk Till Dawn, The Faculty, El Mariachi, Desperado.
For once, I've like seen all these. Cool.
Sin City, Planet Terror, Alita Battle Angel, which I can't wait to talk about because I love that movie. Yes, the show that you're supposed to be a part of. Yes, he was part of Spy Kids that John's very excited
Oh
about.
yeah. Oh, Ryan,
never seen
skip
any of
that
them.
show and just talk about like I don't know, Scream with me or something. Halloween.
I've got my tickets secured for Scream 6, Scream in New York.
There's
ready.
a Scream panel at Emerald City Comic Con.
Hopefully it's going to be better than when Jason went to Manhattan, where it was just Jason on a boat and then he went to Vancouver.
Impressive.
He did. So thank you, everybody. Make sure to subscribe, and you'll probably get 36 hours notice before our next show, because that's just the way it is.
That's all I need.
But again, make sure to go check out the Kickstarter and get the alert. Very important. And get some of the stretch goals. You never know what might pop up. You could get back. You could end up getting maybe refrigerator magnets at some point. You don't know.
Everyone DM him about refrigerator magnets.
And you can make a deal maybe to get some of that canvas art that he has.
He said not a lot of money.
He says that now.
Send him a picture of your penis tattoo. Maybe that. Don't do that. Wait, I'm not even kidding about that. Nobody send any unsolicited pictures of any kind.
No, to nobody, anytime ever. Unless someone asks for them, then.
Oh yeah, if someone is like, "Hello, may I please see your penis tattoo?" That is a great sign to send a picture of your penis tattoo if you are so comfortable.
Wow! I didn't know you had Venom on there. Is that invincible? I didn't know there was a Radiant Black tattoo. Here we go.
We should have listened to Ryan and stopped this.
Yes, and we are stopping this now.
Bye guys, have a good night.
Bye.